In the hush of early evening, the sky transforms into a canvas of deepening hues. The last light of day stretches gently across the horizon, painted in strokes of soft gold and rose. Warm air carries the subtle scent of cooling earth as daytime creatures grow quiet. A calm stillness settles over the landscape, as if the world is taking a slow, collective breath. High above, the first stars timidly peek through the fading glow, heralds of the vast night to come. As daylight retreats, twilight casts a blue veil across the heavens. The dome of the sky darkens from azure to indigo, a peaceful gradient inviting the onset of night. Silhouettes of trees and distant hills stand black against the remaining light, their shapes serene and familiar. Overhead, a delicate crescent moon may already hover, pale and patient. In this gentle dimming, every moment feels suspended between day and night, a brief pause before darkness reigns. One by one, tiny lights awaken in the sky's canopy. The brightest emerges first, a planet or a steadfast star, twinkling with ancient fire. It is joined gradually by dozens more, then hundreds, as if someone has sprinkled diamonds onto velvet. Each new pinprick of starlight intensifies the sense of night unfolding. Where there was once only daylight's glare, now an infinite depth reveals itself. The cosmos, always present above us, begins to show its face as the veil of sunlight lifts. In this quiet hour, a gentle expectancy fills the air. The temperature cools, and a soft breeze stirs, carrying the whispers of nightfall. You might hear the last notes of a bird's evening song, or the first chirr of crickets hidden in the grass. These subtle sounds accentuate the stillness that grows as daytime activity slows. Lights in distant windows flicker on, mirrored by new stars glinting in the sky. Twilight is a time of balance, a tender unfolding where the earth turns away from the sun's brilliance and reveals the grandeur of the universe beyond. High above the western horizon, the afterglow of sunset lingers, a faint orange blush that slowly yields to deeper blue. This gentle glow is the sun's parting gift, illuminating the sky's edge, even after the sun itself has gone. It reassures us that daylight is not abruptly lost, but gracefully drifting away. As that glow finally fades into darkness, the first stretch of the Milky Way becomes visible, a shy band of light, barely perceptible at first. The stage is set for the night's wonders to emerge, one shimmer at a time. Twilight on Earth is more than the end of day. It is the awakening of the cosmos. What was hidden by blue skies is now unveiled above. The stars have always been there, waiting for their cue, and with daylight's departure, they step forward to shine. This nightly rebirth of the heavens reminds us that we live among countless worlds and suns, even if by day we forget. As the veil of twilight descends, we sense the infinite awaiting above, ancient and full of mystery. Now the horizon melts into darkness, and the high arch of sky grows truly black. The last pastel traces of sunset have slipped below, leaving no barrier between us and the universe. Overhead, familiar constellations begin to materialize. Perhaps you find the outline of a great hunter or a mighty lion drawn in faint stars, appearing just as they did to our ancestors long ago. At first the patterns are subtle, but as your eyes adjust, the celestial connect the dots grows clearer. Each star has waited for millennia to share its light with the world each night. As you gaze upward, you join a timeless lineage of sky watchers, witnessing the transition from the glow of our own sun to the collective glow of distant suns. The serenity of twilight gently yields to the deep silence of night. Where the day was filled with activity and noise, the darkness brings a calming hush. It is a silence not of emptiness, but of expectation and peace. Above, the sky is spangled with countless points of light, each hinting at wonders far beyond. Below, the earth grows still, wrapped in the comforting dark. We stand at the shoreline of the cosmic ocean, where the familiar meets the infinite. In this tender moment, we feel both the closeness of home and the vastness of space mingling overhead. Far in the west, a final ember of daylight clings to memory, while the east has long surrendered to night. This gentle contrast wraps the world in a twilight half-light, neither fully day nor truly night. We linger in this in-between, soaking in the tranquil beauty that bridges the bright and the unknown. The sky above seems to hold its breath, and we do too, savouring the last hues before they fade. In these moments, the boundary between earth and sky, between our everyday lives and the cosmos, feels exquisitely thin. In the deepening dusk, time itself seems to slow. Each minute stretches unhurried as the first stars twinkle comfortingly overhead. A profound peace descends with the night's first full darkness, an invitation to pause and look upward. Overhead, the cosmos is blossoming, petal by petal, star by star, into a garden of lights. We drift in thought and wonder, feeling the solid earth beneath and the endless heavens above, connected quietly to both. Under the twilight sky, the concerns of the day fall away, and a gentle perspective settles in. The grand stage of night has been prepared, and our journey into the stars is only beginning. In the deep calm of night, the moon ascends and bathes the world in its gentle glow. Hanging luminous in the sky, this familiar companion shines with a silvery light that transforms the landscape below. Where sunlight once cast sharp brightness, moonlight now brings softness and subtlety. Each blade of grass and each quiet rooftop is touched by a pale luminescence. Long shadows stretch gently across the ground, but they are friendly shadows, born of a kindly light. The world is painted in delicate shades of silver and blue, as if under the tender watch of an old, caring friend. Under the moon's glow, even the darkness feels less empty. The moon's presence comforts the earth, offering a beacon in the sky that guides and guards through the night. For countless evenings across the ages, this glowing orb has been there, constant, yet ever-changing in shape, watching over the sleeping world. Its light is a quiet assurance that we are not alone in the dark hours. A traveller on a midnight path can find their way by this soft radiance, each step gently illuminated. The moonlight seems to say, "I am here with you," and the night becomes welcoming and calm. High above, the moon watches like a silent guardian. Though it makes no sound, its influence is profound and ceaseless. The moon's gentle gravity reaches down to us, subtly tugging at the oceans. Under its watch, the seas move to a timeless rhythm, tides rising and falling like the earth's own breath. On distant shores, waves lap the sand in a slow, steady cadence, orchestrated by the moon's pull. It is as if our planet's gentle guardian is rocking the world's waters, soothing them with a cosmic lullaby. Even the stability of Earth's seasons owes a debt to the moon, which helps keep our planet's tilt steady. In this way, The moon has quietly nurtured life, ensuring that the cycle of seasons continues gently, predictably, as the ages pass. To the people who came long before us, the moon was a friend in the night and often a god in the sky. They saw in its bright face a protector and a timekeeper. Its changing phases marked the passing of months. Its arrival and departure guided planting, harvesting, and celebrations. Many imagined the moon as a loving figure, a serene goddess, or a watchful guardian looking down from the heavens. They told stories of the man in the moon, or of a rabbit living in the moon, seeing shapes in its bright and dark patches. These tales gave comfort, a feeling that someone benign was up there, watching over the darkened world. Even without modern science, they sensed the moon's power and kindness in their lives. Even now, to gaze at the moon is to share a moment with all those throughout history who have paused to admire that same gentle light. The moon unites us across time and distance. Wherever people are, they look up at it in awe, longing, or gratitude. Its silver beams have inspired poets and guided travelers. Lovers separated by miles have found solace knowing they both stand under the same moon. Generations upon generations have stood under this glow, feeling the quiet connection it fosters among all who live beneath the night sky. From our vantage, the moon is both mysterious and familiar. Its surface is marked with dim shapes, the remnants of craters and ancient collisions. Yet from Earth, these marks form a friendly visage we've given meaning to. We see a face, or an animal, or a sign of the divine in those lunar patterns. The moon takes the cold, airless reality of a rocky satellite and wraps it in an illusion of warmth and personality. Bathed in its light, the vast emptiness of space feels a little less impersonal. The moon brings the cosmos closer to home, giving it a gentle, human touch. All the while, the moon's light itself is borrowed, a reflection of the sun's hidden radiance. It glows not by its own fire, but by sunlight softly returned to us from its surface. Yet how different this light is from day. Filtered through the night and reflected off grey dust, it arrives on Earth muted and cool. The moon takes the sun's fierce brilliance and tames it, offering instead a mellow glow that our eyes welcome. In every moonbeam is a reminder of the sun's presence, transformed into a gentle nighttime lullaby. Even when the sun has slipped beyond the horizon, its light finds a way to comfort us, bouncing off the moon to say, "I am still here. Rest easy." As the night deepens, the moon charts a slow path across the sky. On a clear night, it might sail high above or drift low toward the horizon, quietly progressing on its ancient orbit. On nights when the moon is full or near full, its brilliance washes over the land so brightly that colours and shapes almost reappear out of the darkness. A midnight landscape under a full moon can look eerily like day's shadowy mirror, complete with faint blue hues and distinct moon shadows of trees and hills. One could walk through a forest or along a country lane by this light alone, the way forward lit by the moon's benevolent lantern. On other nights, when the moon is only a slender crescent or new and hidden entirely, the stars take prominence in a darker sky. But even then, the moon's eventual return is never far off. Its cycle continues, reassuring in its regularity, new to full and back to new, a gentle reminder that all things change and renew. Beneath the moon's soft glow, the world sleeps and dreams. Night creatures venture out, guided by her light. A night bird glides across the sky with the moonlight on its wings. A fox steps quietly along a moonlit path through the trees, its eyes reflecting the pale glow. Dew on the grass glistens like tiny pearls. There is magic in these moonlit scenes, a stillness filled with life. The moonlight inspires calm reflection in us as well. Standing in its glow, one can't help but feel a sense of peace, as if drawn into the quiet story the night is telling. Truly, the moon is Earth's gentle guardian. It has watched over the rise of mountains and the drifting of continents, over the birth of oceans and the evolution of life. Long before human eyes first beheld it, the moon was there, pulling at the tides and lighting the night. And it will continue to shine long after we're gone, an enduring beacon in the darkness. Knowing this brings a comforting sense of continuity, something steadfast in a world of change. The moon's patience and persistence remind us to slow down and breathe, to find comfort in the cycles of nature. Under the guardian moon, we feel cradled in a soft, silver light. We walk more slowly, speak more softly, or fall into silent reverie. Thoughts become gentle, touched by the moon's tranquility. The problems of the day shrink for a while as this calm celestial light envelops us. In the quiet of a moonlit night, you might even feel the moon speaking in silence, offering reassurance, stirring curiosity, awakening dreams that only flourish under stars. Every moment spent in moonlight is also a step closer to the coming dawn. The night is a journey, and the moon is our guide through the first part of it. Eventually, it will relinquish the sky back to the sun, but in each night's journey, the moon carries us through the darkness with grace. Even as we marvel at the moon, it reminds us subtly of the sun that will follow. Its glow will pale and vanish when morning light grows, showing us that night is never forever. Even in the depths of midnight, the sun's influence is here, whispering to us through the moon. Each gentle beam is sunlight in disguise, a soft serenade from our star, telling the world to rest. The moon and sun share a harmonious connection, taking turns to care for the earth. As the moonlight continues to guide us, we sense the sun waiting beyond the horizon, preparing its own gentle embrace. In the silent dialogue between moon and sun, the night is filled with promise, the promise of a new day to come, and the serenity of this moment beneath the moon's gentle gaze. Though the night is at its darkest, the sun's presence is never truly gone. Its fingerprints are everywhere, even now. The ground still holds a hint of warmth from the day just past, a gentle heat radiating upward in the cool night air. The leaves and stones that basked in sunlight hours ago now release that warmth slowly, like the fading notes of a lullaby. In the west, the memory of sunset's glow still softly tints the sky, a promise that the sun only says, "See you later," never goodbye. And overhead, the moon and stars owe their very shine to the sun's gift of light. In this way, our sun continues to touch our world, even when it's hidden beyond the horizon, offering comfort in the darkness. The sun is the great heart of our solar system, and its love reaches across millions of miles to embrace our little world. Every living thing on Earth is held in that warm embrace. By day, we feel it as sunlight on our faces, and the life-giving energy that nurtures forests and oceans. By night, We feel it in subtler ways, in the stored warmth of rocks and soil, in the fact that our atmosphere still glows faintly long after sundown. The sun's influence is gentle now, a soft echo instead of a bright chorus, allowing Earth to rest. Just as we close our eyes in sleep, while our heart still beats calmly within, the Earth turns away from the sun, yet remains quietly sustained by it through the night. In the quiet hours before dawn, the sun prepares a gentle return. Far to the east, there will come a slow brightening, so faint at first that only the most attentive notice. The stars near the horizon will dim ever so slightly against a sky turning from black to deep blue. This is the sun's soft serenade, the first hint of its approach. Birds will stir and give their first sleepy chirps as a new light paints the outline of the world. Then, in delicate hues of lavender and pink, the morning sky will bloom. The sun does not rush. It lets night conclude its song gracefully. Only then does the first edge of the golden disk peak above the horizon, flooding the world with a tender glow. The dawn light filters through the cool morning air, making every dewdrop on the grass glint like a tiny prism. This is the sun's gentle embrace, warm but not overwhelming, a loving caress of light that slowly wakens the world. Think of how softly sunrise comes after the long night. It is never with a jolt, but with a gradual, reassuring glow. The sun seems to understand that the earth needs a peaceful waking. It casts delicate colours across the sky, pale golds, soft oranges, blush pinks, that announce a new day without shattering the tranquility of dawn. These early rays kiss the sleeping landscape, stirring life with kindness. Flowers begin to open their petals to drink in the light. Birds, one by one, lift their voices in a dawn chorus, celebrating the return of their life-giving star. All of this happens gently, as the boundary of night and day shifts in a slow dance. The sun's approach is a serenade indeed, a gentle melody of light and life that plays every morning for those who awaken to see it, and even for those still in dreams. Yet for now, in our journey, the sun remains below the horizon, its serenade mostly an anticipation. We still stand under the dome of night, remembering the sun's kindness and looking forward to its return. This moment of reflection in the darkness brings appreciation. Without the sun, there would be no colours of twilight, no moonlight, no life as we know it. Its daily gift of energy powers the winds, grows the forests, and warms the seas. Even the air we breathe, rich with oxygen from green plants, is part of the sun's legacy. Every sunrise is a quiet miracle, and every sunset a promise kept that the cycle will continue. As we recall the sun's gentle power, we also recognize it as a star, our star. In the grand tapestry of the cosmos, the sun is but one light among billions, and yet to us, it is unique. It is the star that we call home, the one that gives us light and life. The night sky above is filled with other stars, other suns, each perhaps accompanied by their own family of planets. When we peer into the darkness and see those distant sparks, we are seeing suns, both like and unlike our own. Some may be smaller and cooler, glowing red and steady. Others are larger and hotter, shining blue-white and fierce. But from here, they are all tiny, steady points of gentle light. They do not warm our skin or light our days like our sun does, but they ignite our curiosity and wonder. The sun, having slipped from view, invites us to look outward and notice those other stars. It's as if, in leaving the stage for the night, our sun says, "Now, look at the wider universe that I am just one part of." The serenity we feel as we remember the sun's soft embrace is mixed with excitement. The same forces that create our warm daylight are at work in every star we see. In a very real sense, when we gaze at the starlit sky, we are looking at countless distant suns serenading their own worlds. Our sun's daytime song might be over for now, but the cosmic symphony continues all around us, with each star contributing its voice. This realization gently transforms our perspective. The night is not the absence of our sun, but the presence of many others. Before we journey further into that starry expanse, we hold in our hearts the assurance that our sun will come back when it's time. The sun's encore is guaranteed. Dawn will arrive, and with it, a new day. Comforted by that knowledge, we can peacefully immerse ourselves in the splendor of the night. The memory of the sun's warmth and the promise of its return allow us to surrender fully to the darkness, knowing it is temporary and benign. Thus comforted, we lift our eyes to the heavens again, ready to drift onward among the stars that await, guided by the subtle light of distant suns. The night sky above now stretches like a vast, dark ocean, sprinkled with lights. Freed from the sun's overpowering glare, the stars take center stage, and they are innumerable. We stand under this cosmic ocean, feeling as if we could dive upward and swim among the stars. Each star is a distant sun, a beacon shining across the void. Some are clustered together in patterns we recognize from lore and legend, constellations that have guided and inspired humans for thousands of years. Others stand alone, solitary gems glowing softly. Together, they fill the heavens with a quiet, sparkling majesty. Looking up, it is easy to feel that we are adrift on a calm sea, with the stars as our points of light reflecting off gentle waves of the night. Under this canopy of stars, imagination stirs. One can almost sense the dome of sky curving overhead like a great bowl, with we at its center, turning slowly through space. The ancient seafarers often spoke of sailing by the stars, and indeed the sky is a map if you know how to read it. There is the North Star, quietly holding its place, and around it, the other stars appear to wheel through the night like a slow cosmic dance. And there, stretching across the sky, is the faint outline of a hunter forever chasing his prey, and over there, a great bear ambling among the stars. These constellations, born from the stories of our ancestors, keep us company on our night voyage. They are like familiar islands in the ocean of darkness, markers we can drift toward in our minds. As we gaze deeper into the sky, the sense of being on a journey grows stronger. Perhaps you close your eyes for a moment, and then open them to feel as though you have lifted off the ground. Envision floating upward, leaving the earth gently behind, and drifting into the starry sea above. The earth falls away beneath your feet, a comfortable blue glow, and you are surrounded by the stars on all sides. In this mental voyage, there is no up or down, only the freedom of space and the lights of distant suns to guide you. The Milky Way swirls around, an ethereal current in this ocean. You are weightless, carried not by wind or water, but by wonder itself. In such moments, the boundary between reality and dream blurs, and you feel truly part of the cosmos, no longer just an observer, but a voyager among worlds. In truth, even as we stand on solid ground, we are already sailing through space. The Earth itself is a ship of sorts, orbiting around the Sun at tremendous speed. Our Sun, carrying us with it, drifts around the center of the galaxy. We are passengers on this grand vessel, riding through the cosmos without even feeling it. The stars we see tonight change subtly with the seasons because our world travels along its path. Knowing this, you might sense a gentle motion as you stand under the sky, the subtle, silent voyage of Earth itself. We are on a journey that lasts a lifetime, circling our star, and the night sky is our window into the vast ocean through which we sail. This perspective is humbling and comforting all at once. We are tiny, yes, but we are also intimately connected to this immense universe, part of its endless voyage. Looking up, some stars shine steady and some twinkle playfully. The twinkling comes from our atmosphere's gentle turbulence, making stars wink as if in greeting. Planets, those fellow travelers in our solar system, glow with a steadier light. If you spot one of those, perhaps low on the horizon or among the constellations, know that it is a world unto itself, a neighbor reflecting the sun's light, a companion in the sky's great panorama. It's wondrous to think that a seemingly ordinary star-like dot might actually be another planet's beacon. Venus might grace the evening or morning with a brilliant steadiness, or Jupiter might glow with a subtle hue among the stars. Each point of light has its nature. Some are fiery suns afar, others are worlds lit by our own sun. Together, they populate the darkness with variety and story. Notice the colours hidden in the stars. At first glance, the stars may all appear white, but as your eyes linger, you catch their subtle differences. One star might shine with a hint of blue, icy and distant. Another glows golden or faintly red, like a coal smouldering gently. These colours tell of the star's character, its temperature, its age, but to us, they simply add to the visual symphony of the night. The sky becomes a silent fireworks display, frozen in time. Sapphire, rose, and topaz, points shimmering against black velvet. This silent beauty has no need of fanfare. It exists humbly, waiting for any who take the time to truly look and appreciate it. Time seems to melt away as we lose ourselves in this starlit expanse. The longer we look, the more stars we see. Faint pinpricks at the edge of vision begin to shine brighter as our eyes adapt, revealing that the sky holds even more stars than we first thought. What seemed like a dark patch now resolves into a subtle cluster of lights. It's as if the cosmos is rewarding our patience with more of its secret wonders. In the deepest parts of night, under a clear, moonless sky, far from human lights, the number of visible stars can bloom into the thousands, each one a sun, each one potentially hosting mysteries of its own. This realization washes over us gently. We live in a universe overflowing with stars, far beyond what our eyes can directly see at any one moment. But their presence is all around, above and beyond, stretching to infinity. The light from these stars is incredibly old. It left its source years, decades, even centuries or millennia ago, and only now, tonight, reaches your eyes. When you look up, you are seeing ancient history in real time. A star that is, say, 100 light years away is shining with light that began its journey to Earth 100 years past. In that time, generations of humans lived and died, entire forests grew from seedlings, and oceans warmed by a fraction of a degree. Yet here, now, the travelling light completes its journey and gently touches your retina, delivering a message from a bygone era of that star's life. Thinking of this can send a pleasant shiver of awe through you. The heavens are a time machine, and we are witnessing countless distant yesterdays at once. But all those yesterdays come together into the sparkling tapestry we behold tonight, a present moment that is a beautiful composite of ages long gone. Drifting among these stars in our thoughts, we feel a deep peace and connection. The worries tethered to the day seem far below, small and distant, like the houses and streets now in darkness beneath the starlight. Up here in the realm of the stars, one senses the enduring, slow rhythm of the cosmos. Stars are born, live, and die over millions and billions of years, far beyond human scales of time. Yet here, their lights mingle, creating patterns that have remained almost unchanged for all of recorded history. There is comfort in that constancy. The hunter in the sky still raises his bow. The great bear still ambles along. The same figures that guided our ancestors still shine for us. The sky is both a mirror of impermanence, knowing that each star is mortal in the long view, and a promise of stability for now, a guide that each night appears reliably where it should. In that duality lies a soothing assurance. Our lives may change, but the stars above remain a faithful reference point. As our eyes roam across this celestial sea, they eventually come to rest upon a ghostly band of light that stretches across the sky. It is faint, yet unmistakable, like a distant glowing cloud, or a trail of spilled milk arcing from horizon to horizon. This is the Milky Way, our home galaxy, seen from within. Long ago, people wondered what this hazy band could be. Some imagined it was the pathway of souls, others the milk of a goddess, or a river flowing through the heavens. Its true nature is no less enchanting. It is the combined glow of billions of stars, too distant and close together for our eyes to distinguish separately. This shimmering river of light beckons us further into the cosmos. We prepare to sail into its midst, feeling a mix of curiosity and belonging. For this is our galaxy's grand design we gaze upon, a vast stellar congregation of which our sun is but one member. Ahead lies the Milky Way, revealed in all its gentle glory, the celestial river on which we drift through the night. That cloudy band of starlight, the Milky Way, now arches overhead in full splendor. It spills across the sky like a pale ribbon, a soft glowing river in the darkness. Here, away from human lights and under a clear night, the Milky Way is a breathtaking sight. It isn't uniform. Parts are brighter where star clouds are denser, and here and there dark gaps interrupt the glow, like tiny islands or channels in the river. Those gaps are not empty of stars, but rather veiled by cosmic dust drifting in the galaxy's expanse. To the eye, it creates a beautiful texture, a heavenly river interwoven with shadowy currents. You feel almost as if you could reach out and run your fingers through this luminescent stream, stirring the starlight that has pooled above. As we behold this celestial river, we are gazing into the heart of our own galaxy. We live inside this colossal gathering of stars, and the Milky Way band is the cumulative light of billions of those stars seen from our vantage point. Imagine being deep inside a forest at night. You might see a pale glow ahead from countless unseen fireflies or distant lanterns. The Milky Way is something like that, an all-encompassing collection of lights, so distant and numerous that they blend into a continuous glow. Each tiny patch of that glow holds uncountable suns, and perhaps worlds beyond counting. It is humbling to realize that where our eyes see a gauzy cloud, there are literally star upon star upon star, swarming like a great city of lights out there in space. Our own sun is one of the inhabitants of this starry city, situated in a quiet neighborhood far from the galactic center. When we look at the Milky Way, we peer into the plane of our galaxy's disk, where stars are densely scattered like dust motes in a beam of light. Toward the center of the band, in the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, lies the hub of our galaxy, cloaked behind clouds of interstellar dust, but teeming with stars and energy. We cannot see the galactic center directly with our eyes, but the Milky Way's glow is brightest there, a gentle bulge of light marking where the core resides. In the opposite direction, the band tapers and fades, pointing the way out toward the galaxy's edge and the rest of the universe beyond. From horizon to horizon, this luminous path shows us the cross-section of our galactic home, a stellar highway on which our solar system is just one tiny traveler. Throughout human history, the Milky Way has been a source of wonder and inspiration. Every culture found meaning in it. To the ancient Greeks, it was milk spilled from the breast of a goddess, hence the name Milky Way. To the Romans, it was the pathway of the gods across the sky. In Chinese lore, it was the Silver River, a heavenly mirror of the great rivers on earth, and a bridge for separated lovers in a famous myth. Others have called it the backbone of night, imagining it as the structure that holds up the sky. And many simply named it for what it looked like: a road, a bridge, a river of light. Lying under the open sky, far from the noise of civilization, one can easily see why these poetic names arose. The Milky Way indeed feels like a road, one that invites the soul to travel upon it into the mysteries of the cosmos. Up close, if we could see it from afar, the Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, a majestic whirlpool of stars, gas, and dust. But from our position within, we see it as a band because we are looking along the thin plane of that spiral. It's as if we are inside a great, flat disk made of stars. When we look along the disk, we see many stars overlapping the bright band, and when we look out of the disk, away from the band, the stars thin out and the sky is darker. In the darkness above and below the Milky Way's plane, only scattered stars appear, sparse and faint by comparison. But along the band, the sheer concentration is evident. It's awe-inspiring to remember that this hazy strip is the cross-section of something immense beyond comprehension. From one end of the visible Milky Way to the other, a beam of light would take 100,000 years or more to traverse the distance. And our human eyes take it all in within a single sweep of vision on a clear night. We are witnessing a structure of staggering scale in the gentlest of forms, reduced by distance to a delicate veil of light. There is something deeply comforting about seeing the Milky Way. Perhaps it is the knowledge that we have a place in it, that we belong to this grand cosmic arrangement. On a dark night, when you see that arching glow, you can point roughly toward the spot within it where our sun resides, somewhere toward the fringe, on the inner edge of a spiral arm, and think, that's home. right there in that great family of stars. It's akin to recognizing a tiny cottage in the vastness of a mountain range, a small home in a boundless landscape. Just as that cottage dweller might feel both humbled and reassured by the mountain's enormity and permanence, we feel humbled by the galaxy's scale, but also reassured that we are a part of it. The Milky Way connects us to a universe far larger than ourselves, yet reminds us that we have a rightful place within that universe, anchored by our bright sun among the multitude. As our eyes follow the Milky Way's path, we notice subtle features within it. There are brighter clumps, perhaps clusters of stars shining together, or nebulae where new stars are being born, glowing softly. And there are those dark rifts, especially a great one that seems to split the band in the summer sky. This is a broad lane of interstellar dust, the accumulated grains from ancient stars, blocking the light of more distant suns behind it. These dark veins make the Milky Way look like a river parted, or like clouds obscuring parts of a glowing horizon. They add to the mystery. Even in the midst of so much light, there are secrets and hidden regions our eyes cannot penetrate. Yet even the darkness is part of creation. Those dust clouds are the material from which new stars and planets will one day form. In this cosmic river, both light and dark flow together, weaving the magnificent tapestry above us. Under the Milky Way's glow, one might feel a gentle tug at the heart, a sense of yearning or nostalgia, as if remembering something from long ago. Perhaps it is an ancestral memory. Our forebears gazed at this same sight with wonder. They might not have known it was composed of stars, but they knew it was significant. Maybe they felt, as we do, that it was a gateway to heaven or a road for souls. In a way, they weren't wrong. It is a gateway, the edge of what we can easily see, beyond which lie even greater mysteries. The Milky Way stands as a luminous reminder that the night holds more than emptiness. It holds structure and depth, and a kind of gentle companionship. We gaze up and feel small, but not insignificant. Rather, we feel connected to something grand and enduring. For those who wander at night, the Milky Way has been a guide as well. It can help with direction, often stretching across the sky in a consistent orientation depending on the season and time. Even some migrating birds are believed to calibrate their journey by the pattern of the Milky Way, using it as a navigational aid on starry nights. Whether or not we consciously navigate by it, its mere presence can guide the soul. It draws our eyes along its length, encouraging us to explore in our minds what lies at its distant horizons. Following that trail of starlight, one can imagine travelling deeper and deeper into the galactic vastness, passing star upon star, world upon world, until perhaps reaching that far-off centre where a great tumult of stars crowd together. The Milky Way invites us to dream and to travel far in our thoughts, in a way few other natural sights can. Lying back and looking up at this celestial river, we allow its quiet radiance to wash over us. The night is truly dark now, and the Milky Way stands out boldly. There is a softness to its light, a diffuse glow that contrasts with the pinpoint stars around it. It almost looks like a wispy cloud, but one that does not move or dissipate. As your gaze remains fixed on it, you might catch momentary sparks, a meteor streaking through, leaving a brief trail as it burns up in the atmosphere. Such shooting stars are another reminder of our dynamic sky, but the Milky Way itself is a steady presence, unchanged throughout the night. It will slowly shift position as Earth turns, rotating around the pole star, but its form remains the same, a constant river of stars that has flowed in the sky since time immemorial. In the stillness of this moment, the Milky Way whispers ancient truths. It speaks of the unity of all things, that countless stars together can appear as one gentle band of light. It tells us that what may seem like a cloud is actually a multitude. In its silent way, it demonstrates that there is far more to reality than our eyes can easily perceive at first glance. And it also reminds us of home, that we are part of this vast arrangement, made of the same elements as those distant suns, following the same cosmic rules, sharing the same cosmic history. We too are made of star stuff, as the saying goes. Our atoms forged long ago in the hearts of stars, spread through space, and gathered here to become us. So when we look up at the Milky Way, we are in a sense looking at our extended family. That knowledge, conveyed without a sound by the glittering arc above, is deeply comforting. As we drift mentally along this river of stars, we become aware that the night has grown late. The stars have shifted from where they were at nightfall. Constellations that rose in the east are now higher, and those that were high have begun to lean toward the west. The earth has been turning steadily, carrying us onward through the night. The Milky Way, too, has tilted across the sky, as if reminding us that nothing stands still. It's a slow, grand motion, almost imperceptible moment by moment, yet definite over hours. This gentle turning of the night sky is the very motion by which travellers of old kept time and direction. By noting the position of the Milky Way or certain stars at particular times, they could judge the hour of night or navigate their way when landmarks were none. The galaxy itself became a compass and a clock, a map drawn in starlight, and a schedule kept by the heavens. In the quiet darkness, the stars become our compass, and the next leg of our journey in the cosmos awaits, illuminated by their ancient glow. The idea of finding one's way by starlight is as old as humanity, and it will guide us as we continue onward. With hearts open to wonder and minds calmed by understanding, we follow the celestial guideposts into the deeper reaches of night. For as long as humans have walked the earth, the stars have served as a map and a compass in the darkness. Picture an ancient sailor on the open ocean, in an era before modern instruments. Night falls, and the sea and sky merge into one dark expanse. Yet above him, the stars ignite in their familiar patterns. He finds the star he knows as a steady friend, perhaps it's Polaris, the North Star, and gains his bearings. With that one reliable point of light, he can orient his ship, knowing which way is north, and thus all other directions. Or imagine a caravan leader in a vast desert, with dunes stretching indistinguishably in every direction under a moonless sky. He looks up, finds the constellation of the Great Bear, or the guiding belt of Orion, and with a sigh of relief charts his course onward. In the wilderness of night, those distant lights have guided countless footsteps and voyages. The stars, unerring and constant in their slow dance, became humanity's first GPS, a nocturnal compass written across the sky. Chief among these guides is the North Star, Polaris, almost directly above Earth's North Pole. It is not the brightest star, but it holds a special place. While other stars rise and set or wheel across the sky as the night passes, Polaris remains virtually fixed in one spot, ever marking the way north. Night after night, century after century, it has shone in about the same place in the northern sky, a constant beacon around which the heavens appear to turn. To find Polaris is to find stability in the darkness. Many a lost traveller has felt a surge of comfort upon spotting it. By aligning oneself with that star, one immediately knows which way is north, and thus where east, west, and south must lie. Even the height of Polaris above the horizon tells a voyager their latitude on the globe. One star, tiny and distant, imparts so much crucial information with its steadfast presence. Little wonder that Polaris is often seen as a symbol of guidance and hope, a cosmic lighthouse for all who roam under northern skies. In the southern hemisphere, the skies provide a different signpost. There is no single bright star at the south celestial pole, but instead, a constellation helps to find the way. The Southern Cross, a compact cruciform of bright stars, has long been used to pinpoint south. By drawing an imaginary line through its length and extending it downward, navigators can locate the spot in the sky around which the southern stars rotate. Many explorers and indigenous travellers of southern lands learned to trust this celestial pattern to guide them. Just as the North Star comforts those in the north, the Southern Cross became a trusted guide in austral skies. The specifics differ, but the principle remains. The heavens hold direction for those who know how to read them. Sailors of old became masters of celestial navigation. The night sky was their chart, and the stars their trusted guides. They learned the rising and setting schedules of key stars throughout the seasons, knowing, for example, that the reappearance of certain stars at dawn or dusk signaled a change in season or their approach to a familiar latitude. Polynesian voyagers, in particular, amazed the world with their ability to cross vast open oceans in canoes, navigating solely by stars, swells, and the flight of birds. They memorized star paths, knowing which stars would rise and set along the horizon in the direction of their destination and at what times. Lacking magnetic compasses, they carried a compass in their minds, an internalized map of the night sky and the way it turns through the night. When clouds obscured parts of the sky, they read patterns in waves and winds. But when the stars shone, those wayfinders let the night sky tell them exactly where they were and which way they needed to go. With nothing but starlight and skill, they traversed the Pacific Ocean, a testament to how deeply humans can partner with the cosmos for guidance. On land, too, the stars were essential guides. Enslaved people escaping to freedom in the American South learned to follow the drinking gourd, the Big Dipper, whose pointer stars lead to the North Star. Moving north under the cover of darkness, they trusted that steady light above the horizon to guide them toward liberty. In deserts, nomadic tribes navigated by the stars to find oases and to travel trade routes, their lives often depending on celestial knowledge to avoid getting lost in featureless sands. Even in forests or on plains, a glimpse of a familiar constellation through the trees could reorient someone who had lost their way. The stars thus became not just physical guides, but symbols of constancy and hope. To follow one's guiding star entered our language as a metaphor for staying true to one's path or seeking a better life. Those tiny lights above held profound influence, both practical and spiritual, lighting the way in more ways than one. And it's not only humans who navigate by the heavens. Many creatures have their own ways of using the sky. Migratory birds that travel by night have been shown to navigate partly by the stars. They seem to memorize the rotation of the star pattern around Polaris when they are young, and use that internal star map to stay on course during their long journeys. Imagine a small songbird, flying thousands of feet above the ground on a clear, starry night, its wings beating steadily as it crosses continents. In its brain, it carries a memory of how the stars wheel each night, and it senses its direction from that celestial clockwork. Even more surprisingly, tiny dung beetles on the African savanna can orient themselves by the glow of the Milky Way. On dark nights, they climb atop their rolled ball of dung and do a little turn under the sky, using the band of the Milky Way as a reference to trundle off in a straight line, ensuring they won't circle back toward competitors. From great explorers to small insects, the lights of the night provide a compass. The very motion of the stars across the sky has given us a sense of time and rhythm. As the hours of night pass, the starry dome shifts, like the slow ticking of a grand clock. Constellations rise in the east, arc overhead, and set in the west, each according to the season and the turning of Earth. Long before mechanical clocks or digital timepieces, people could gauge the time by the position of certain stars or the phase and tilt of the moon. Monks in medieval monasteries timed their nocturnal prayers by the stars, knowing which constellation should gleam through a particular window at a given hour. Farmers knew when the time was right to plant or harvest, when specific stars appeared at dawn or dusk. In a sense, the entire sky was a calendar and a timekeeper, as well as a compass, nature's ultimate navigation system. Imagine lying on the deck of a ship at midnight, watching the sky. Over several hours, you notice the Big Dipper has slowly pivoted around Polaris, and Orion's belt has tilted from when you first saw it. The whole celestial sphere is turning, silently and inevitably. This is, of course, the Earth spinning on its axis, but to our eyes, it is the sky that wheels. This slow rotation can be deeply reassuring. It is steady, predictable, and majestically unhurried. It's the same movement our ancestors watched and depended on, night after night. The sky's grand clock and compass continues to tick, just as it did for them. In that continuity, we find a comforting link across time. The stars we navigate by tonight are the same markers that guided voyages of ancient explorers and bore witness to every generation's hopes and dreams under the night sky. There is a profound sense of reassurance in knowing that on any clear night, we can look up and find guidance. In a world that often changes in the blink of an eye, the stars offer a semblance of the eternal. The patterns we use today were used by Greek navigators, steering by the heavens, by Arabian caravans, finding their way across trackless sands, by Polynesian wayfinders, feeling the pulse of the ocean under starlight, and by countless others whose names are lost to history, but whose journeys all depended on these distant lights. When we find the North Star, or orient ourselves by the crossing of the Milky Way, we are participating in a tradition as old as humanity itself. We are sharing the night with all the travellers who ever turned their eyes upward for guidance, all of us united by the need to know where we are and where we are going. Even today, with technology that can pinpoint our location within a few feet, there is something soul-settling about navigating by the stars. It reconnects us to the natural world and to our own heritage. If you've ever been camping or hiking and had to find your way without a phone or a compass, you may know the quiet joy of successfully using the night sky as your guide. The moment you recognize a guiding star or a familiar constellation and regain your sense of direction, a wave of relief and communion with the past washes over you. It's as if the cosmos itself has offered you a hand, and in taking it, you remember that you're part of a larger story, one where humans and stars have always been in conversation. The stars not only guide our physical journeys, but also inspire the journey of our spirit. They guided sailors across unknown oceans, which led to the discovery of new lands and the exchange of knowledge. They guided explorers on land to venture beyond the horizon, and in a broader sense, they guided our curiosity toward the sciences as we tried to understand the lights in the sky that we followed. By pursuing the guidance of the stars, we learned to measure the world and sky, to understand gravity and orbits, to comprehend that Earth itself is a wandering star. In seeking the stars, we found our place among them. After traveling so far through this night, we find ourselves oriented and aligned with the cosmos in a very real way. We have learned to see the night sky not just as a backdrop for our lives, but as a companion and guide through our journey. We know now that above us is a map of lights, a comforting atlas that has been there for as long as humans have looked up. We have our bearings. We stand on Earth, beneath the wheeling Milky Way, among myriad stars, with an eternal compass above. Cradled by this understanding, we can drift even more deeply into the cosmic ocean. We are no longer adrift in darkness. We are navigators with chart and compass, intimately connected to the sky. The stars have shown us that even in the darkest unknown, there are points of reference, anchors of light that prevent us from ever being truly lost. With that knowledge, the vast night feels not empty or overwhelming, but welcoming. There is a way forward, a way to orient ourselves wherever we go. So, under the canopy of 1,000 guiding stars, we allow ourselves to relax completely. We are at home in the cosmos, and the cosmos is here with us, gently steering our course. Breathing in the cool night air, we feel a sense of readiness and peace, as if all the pieces of the sky have fallen into place around us. Above, the North Star and its silent companions keep their eternal watch. The ancient lights that helped shepherd souls across sea and land now twinkle down on us in blessing. Ahead, new chapters of exploration beckon from the starry expanse. But for now, we rest in this perfect equilibrium, aware of where we stand, grateful for the celestial guides that show us the way in the dark. In this gentle pause, we prepare to continue our voyage. We know that when the journey resumes, the stars will be there to lead us onward. The night sky has welcomed us, instructed us, and set us on the right course. With hearts full of wonder and calm, we drift onward, ever deeper into the Milky Way, ever further on this cosmic journey of relaxation and discovery. In the silent darkness of space, a delicate glow emerges. Veils of cosmic dust and gas float like silk ribbons, illuminated by the faint light of distant stars. We drift slowly through a vast nebula, a cloud of starlight and shadow suspended in an endless night. It feels as if we have wandered into a celestial dream, where pastel hues of pink and blue swirl together in ghostly clouds. In this tranquil expanse, time itself seems to slow, and we move as though in a reverie, weightless and unhurried. All around us, tendrils of luminous gas entwine and unravel, stretching for light years, yet feeling strangely intimate. Wisps of nebula material twist gently, like slow-motion waves in an otherworldly ocean. Here, in this cradle of creation, the cosmos reveals its softer side. Faint glimmers from hidden young stars sprinkle the cloud like embers nestled deep in fog. Each gentle flicker reminds us that within these gauzy veils New suns are quietly being born. We float deeper into the bright haze, where denser clouds gather as dusky silhouettes against the soft glow. The temperature here is frigid, the silence nearly absolute, yet creation is underway. In the distance, a cluster of newborn stars hides within a thick pocket of dust, a stellar nursery cocooned from the rest of the galaxy. We imagine the scene within, specks of matter drawn together by gravity's patient hand, forming a tight embrace until pressure and heat spark a new light. Though we cannot see it directly, we sense the promise of starlight ready to blossom. In this cosmic nursery, everything moves in slow, graceful currents. Thin streams of particles flow toward the densest regions, feeding the growth of nascent stars. It is a silent ballet, choreographed by gravity. No sound reaches our ears in this vacuum. Only the sight of the nebula's gentle dance speaks to us. We watch as a faint glow intensifies at one point in the cloud. A newborn star is on the verge of awakening, its energy beginning to radiate outward. The surrounding nebula responds in kind, glowing softly as it absorbs and re-emits the star's first light. Colours bloom in the darkness, rosy pinks from warm hydrogen gas, emerald greens from oxygen, and deep violets where energetic light excites the nebula's heart. These hues blend and curl in filaments and billows, painting an ethereal scene against the void. We could almost reach out to run our fingers through this cosmic mist and feel nothing but wonder. Nebulous shapes loom around us like distant mountains or drifting cotton, their edges feathered and ever shifting over millennia. Every so often, our view reveals a familiar silhouette formed by chance, a figure or creature seemingly outlined in the starry haze. It fuels our imagination as we drift on. It is easy to see why people name these nebulas after what they resemble. An eagle with outstretched wings, a horse's head rearing in profile, a tranquil lagoon of stars. We glide past towering pillars of cloud rising like ancient monoliths in space. They stand quietly aglow, each pillar harbouring bright jewels deep inside. Infant stars in the making. These cosmic pillars have endured for ages, yet under the gentle pressure of starlight and stellar winds, they continuously reshape. The change is imperceptible in the moment, maintaining the illusion of eternal stillness. Within the nebula's tender embrace, the birth of stars is not a violent blaze, but a gradual, nurturing process. Gas and dust drift and coalesce, guided by an unseen force, until a delicate balance tips and a star ignites. When it does, there is no thunderous sound, only a new point of light shimmering where darkness was before. The nebula cradles these infant suns, wrapping them in veils that temper their bright beginnings. Over time, those veils will clear as the young stars burn away the lingering fog, revealing themselves to the galaxy. But for now, they slumber in twilight, their glow muted and warm. We continue gliding along, letting the subtle currents of gas nudge us down winding paths. The vast scale of this cloud is beyond comprehension, yet it feels like a sanctuary. The stars of a previous generation, now long gone, left behind the material that forms this haven. Atoms scattered by ancient supernovae have gathered here to give life to new stars. In this way, the nebula is both a graveyard and a nursery, a place where endings quietly transform into beginnings. The knowledge of this cycle brings a profound peace, as if we can feel the universe assuring us that life and light will always find a way to continue. Soft light envelops us as we float past a particularly radiant region. A youthful cluster of stars has just emerged from its dusty cocoon nearby. Dozens of infant suns twinkle together, siblings born of the same cloud, their combined glow bathing the surroundings in gentle radiance. We are witnessing the aftermath of creation, a family of stars taking their first steps into the cosmic expanse. They shine with a steady, reassuring light, like warm candles in a vast, dark room. Even as these young stars light up their corner of the nebula, much of their story remains veiled. Thick curtains of dust still cling around some of them, protecting and concealing their earliest moments. Only the faintest glimmer of warmth, in colours beyond human sight, hints at the developing stars within. The nebula guards its secrets closely, revealing new wonders only when the time is right. We respect the slow unfolding of these mysteries, content to observe from a peaceful distance. Beyond the cluster, deeper shadows hint at regions of the nebula where no light yet shines. Here, future stars lie in cold anticipation. In these dark cradles, molecules slowly assemble, whispering the earliest lullabies to unborn suns. One day, perhaps millions of years from now, those regions too will bloom with starlight. For now they remain calm, silent, and full of possibility. As we glide onward, the nebula around us begins to thin. Through the dispersing haze, we catch a broader view of its expanse. This cloud spans a distance so vast it defies imagination. Yet from our vantage, it still feels like a cozy refuge in the endless void. At its edges, the nebula fades into the surrounding darkness of interstellar space. There, beyond the veil, stars shine unobscured by dust. Along the boundary, wisps of cloud drift off and dissipate, like the fading tendrils of a dream as one wakes. Yet deep in the nebula's heart, creation continues. We watch a subtle drama playing out in slow motion, the birth of a binary star system. A dense core of gas has split into two knots that spiral gently around each other. Each will become a star, and together they will orbit in a cosmic duet. In the tranquil silence, their slow dance is mesmerizing. The nebula's faint glow outlines their orbital path, as if sketching a cradle rocking two infant stars. This silent duet will last for eons, shaping the destiny of any future planets that may form around them. The understanding that countless such stories are unfolding in nebulae across the galaxy fills us with wonder. We drift among the universe's dreams, each nebula a unique tableau of light and colour, each one a birthplace of stars and perhaps of worlds. It is humbling to realise that our own sun was likely cradled in a similar cloud, swaddled in nebula gas and dust before it emerged to light up the sky of a young Earth. In this moment, past and future converge. The soft glow of newborn stars around us offers a glimpse of our sun's distant beginnings and a hint of the stars yet to come. In the quiet of this stellar nursery, we feel a gentle awe. Here, creation is not an abstract concept, but a visible, almost tangible presence. Each strand of glowing gas is a thread in the tapestry of the cosmos. Each spark of starlight is a new beginning. We are surrounded by the dreams of the galaxy, nebula dreams, unfolding softly, cradling the seeds of light that will one day illuminate new skies. Slowly, we begin to leave this nebula behind, carried onward by an invisible current of the Milky Way. The pastel clouds and infant stars recede in the distance, their soft luminescence growing fainter, twinkling like a memory at the edge of sight. We carry the tranquility of this place with us, a gentle reassurance that even in the silent depths of space, life and light are continuously being renewed. As we drift away, the nebula remains behind as a glowing beacon of creation against the dark, one luminous memory in our voyage, gently giving way to what lies ahead. Freed from the nebula's misty cradle, we find ourselves adrift in open starlight. Ahead of us, a solitary star shines like a beacon in the dark, its rays stretching across the void to greet us. This star is youthful and golden, much like our own sun, and its warm glow paints the surrounding space in a gentle, honeyed hue. We drift nearer, drawn by its serene luminosity. Here, without the veil of dust, the star's presence is pure and comforting. A steady light burning in the darkness, a cosmic lullaby expressed in warmth and radiance. We pause at a respectful distance, feeling the faint touch of the star's energy as we drift. Though we remain far enough that its heat is just a whisper, its light wraps around us like a soft blanket. In this stellar glow, one senses the life-giving potential that stars carry. A star like this nurtures planets and could foster life, its light and warmth sustaining any worlds that circle it. Just as our sun cradles the Earth with its glow, this star perhaps embraces its own family of planets, unseen but quietly whirling in faithful orbits. Above the star's golden disk, the sky is an endless midnight, but the star itself is a small sunlit oasis in the vast dark. We marvel at the balance it maintains, a perfect sphere of fire hanging in emptiness, radiating energy steadily for eons. Deep within its core, a quiet miracle unfolds each second. Atoms fuse and release light, but from out here, all we perceive is a tranquil, shining presence. The star neither flickers nor falters. It simply glows, constant and reassuring in a sea of change. Its light streams outward in all directions, a gentle current carrying the star's influence far across space. We imagine some of these photons will travel for centuries, perhaps millennia, before touching other worlds or the eyes of future travelers, connecting distant corners of the galaxy with its gentle glow. This one star is but a single voice in a vast cosmic chorus. As we drift in its vicinity, we can see countless others glittering softly in every direction. The darkness around us is generously peppered with faint points of light. Each star is unique. Some nearby shine with a cool reddish hue, content to glow quietly for trillions of years. Others in the far distance burn a fierce bluish white, larger and hotter than the sun we float beside. Yet from our vantage, even the most intense of them appears as a gentle twinkle, its ferocity tamed by distance and silence. Together, these myriad stars form the background lullaby of light that soothes the cosmic night. We let our gaze wander from the golden sun that has been our guide. Not far away, we notice two stars locked together in an elegant dance. One glows pristine white, the other a soft amber, and they orbit a shared center in a slow gravitational waltz. This binary pair circles in harmony, bound by an invisible tether. Every so often, one star passes in front of the other from where we observe, causing their combined light to dip subtly, a gentle cosmic heartbeat that one could easily miss unless watching closely. We drift by in quiet awe, watching this stellar duet. They remain companions through the ages, two lights bound together, their motions composing a silent lullaby duet in the darkness. Beyond the dancing pair, our journey carries us toward a gathering of stars, a loose cluster sparkling like a tiny metropolis of light. Here, dozens of suns crowd a small region of space, a family of stars born together long ago. Some are brilliant and blue, youthful and hot. Others are golden or red, older and mellower. Together, they form a glittering jewel box suspended in the void. We gently slip into the midst of this cluster and find ourselves surrounded on all sides by radiant orbs. The collective glow of so many stars is enchanting, a soft, silver-blue luminosity that bathes the scene. It is as though we've entered a cosmic sanctuary of starlight, a place where the loneliness of space is eased by the company of hundreds of shining siblings. In the heart of the cluster, the stars are denser, their combined light merging into a hazy, luminous mist against the dark. Yet even amid so many lights, there is peace. These stars move with stately grace, each tracing a slow orbit around the cluster's center. To our perception, they appear almost motionless, their dance far too gradual to witness in a single moment. The cluster feels timeless, frozen in a delicate balance. We know that over immense spans of time, this cluster will change, its members drifting apart on separate journeys. But for now, it remains a tranquil oasis of togetherness in the vast galactic sea. We linger here, enjoying the soft chorus of starlight that surrounds us, a harmonious lullaby from dozens of stellar voices blended into one. As we continue onward, we glide past a particularly large star glowing a deep, burnished orange at the cluster's edge. This is a red giant, an elder in the stellar community. Long ago, it may have resembled the golden sun we encountered earlier, but now in its old age, it has swelled to many times its original size and cooled to a gentle ember. The giant star's light is rich and warm, casting an amber tint across space. We notice that the star seems to pulse subtly, its outer layers breathing in and out over long periods, like a chest rising and falling in a slow slumber. Each pulsation is imperceptibly gradual, spanning months or years, but it lends the star a serene, rhythmic presence. This aging sun shines like a cosmic lantern, its glow both faint and far-reaching, a beacon of wisdom in the night. We reflect on how the life of a star is a long, melodious song. It begins quietly, in the cradle of a nebula, then swells into a steady, bright melody during its long midlife, and eventually shifts into a deeper, softer refrain as it ages. For the smallest stars, that lullaby can last for trillions of years, each note sustained softly across an almost eternal span. Their light may be dim, but it is incredibly enduring. For the most massive stars, by contrast, the song is shorter and more intense. They burn their fuel quickly and brilliantly, shining with fierce light for a comparatively brief time, and ending their tune in a final dramatic crescendo. In rare instances, that crescendo is a supernova, a dazzling flash in which a star's brilliance suddenly rivals that of an entire galaxy for a short moment. Yet there is a kind of peace, even in this spectacular finale. The supernova scatters the star's enriched material into space, seeding the interstellar clouds with heavy elements, the building blocks of new stars and planets. From the quiet end of one star's life, countless new beginnings will one day emerge, continuing the celestial circle of renewal. Under the soft glow of the red giant, we feel the age and wisdom of the cosmos. This star has been shining for billions of years, bridging an unfathomable gulf of time. It reminds us that the cosmos has its rhythms and lifespans far greater than our own. Yet the red giant is not merely a relic of the past. It is also a gentle herald of the future. In time, it will cast off its outer layers, perhaps becoming a beautiful planetary nebula, a final gift of glimmering gas to the darkness, while its core contracts into a small, dense star that will quietly glow on. The material it returns to space will one day gather into new clouds, giving form to new stars and worlds. The star's slow breathing and warm light seem to whisper a lesson in patience and continuity. Even as one chapter closes, a new one will eventually be written among the stars. From the red giant, our attention is drawn to a faint companion nearby, a tiny, pale star, so small and dim we almost overlook it. This is a white dwarf, the final remnant of a star that has already sung its full song and ended its main sequence life. What remains is a hot, dense core, glowing softly with the residual heat of its past. It is a quiet coda to the star's existence, shining weakly for billions more years as it gradually cools into darkness. The white dwarf's light is steady but feeble, like the last orange embers of a once bright fire. We drift near this small star and sense not sorrow, but peace. Here is a life that has come full circle, now content to rest quietly and watch the galaxy continue on around it. Perhaps long ago, planets orbited the star that preceded this white dwarf. Perhaps on one of those worlds, living beings once basked in its sunshine. Now all that remains is this silent ember. All is still, yet there is a reverence in that stillness. In its silence, the white dwarf holds the memory of a star's brilliant past and the seeds of a tranquil future, as eventually it will cool and fade, enriching the darkness with one more whisper of starlight before vanishing. We pull back and take in the grand vista once more. Scattered across the velvet expanse are stars in every stage of life, each contributing its own verse to the cosmic lullaby. Distant blue giants pour out intense light in their youth, while far-flung red dwarfs glow faintly, destined to outlive all other stars with their slow-burning patience. Our galaxy is alive with these stars, and their combined light forms the luminous band of the Milky Way that we know, an unfathomable collection of suns, each a beacon in the darkness. In that great ribbon of light crossing the sky, every speck is a star carrying on the work of shining, creating, and perhaps nurturing worlds of its own. Together, the stars weave a tapestry of radiance that fills the night and guides those who wander under its glow. Bathed in this starlight, we feel a deep calm and a sense of connection. To be among these myriad suns is to understand that we are part of something vast and enduring. These stars have shone for ages before us and will continue long after, their presence a constant lullaby that the galaxy hums to itself. We drift gently onward, leaving behind the warm embrace of the golden star and its companions. In our wake lies a trail of starlit wonders, a solitary sun, a dancing pair, a harmonious cluster, an elder giant, and a quiet dwarf, each whispering the same timeless message. In light there is life, and in time there is renewal. Guided by that reassuring glow, we now turn our journey toward the places where starlight falls upon worlds yet unseen. Around many of these stars, planets circle like children drawn to a parent's warmth. The gentle tug of our path pulls us away from the stars themselves and toward those faint, waiting whispers of distant worlds. Carrying the echo of the stellar lullaby softly in our minds, we prepare to listen to the quiet secrets of planets far across the cosmic sea. As we venture away from the embrace of the stars, we soon find ourselves approaching a new kind of wonder. Ahead, a faint point of light separates into a tiny disk, a distant world slowly emerging from the starry backdrop. It is a planet orbiting a far-off sun, and as we draw closer, its features reveal themselves in quiet splendor. This giant world is banded in swirls of white and amber, a gas giant with a calming presence. We drift into its domain, where a soft glow from the nearby star paints the planet's cloud tops in hues of gold and cream. Broad belts and zones of clouds wrap around the planet, their patterns gently flowing in the upper atmosphere. We watch the slow ballet of storms and eddies forming delicate whirls, each moving at a languid pace that belies the immense scale of this world. Encircling the gas giant is a magnificent set of rings, thousands of thin bands composed of countless icy particles. From a distance they appear as a single flat disk of silvery light, girdling the planet's equator. We glide closer to the rings, and they grow from a slender line into a broad celestial canvas encircling the planet. Sunlight catches the icy fragments, making the rings shimmer like an endless, floating mirror. Up close, we see that the ring particles range from tiny grains to boulder-sized chunks, each following its own orbit in an intricate cosmic choreography. Yet from afar, their collective glow is smooth and serene, a tranquil halo suspended in space. We drift gently just above the plane of the rings, listening to the silence. There is no clatter of colliding ice or roar of winds, only a great, mute panorama. The vast emptiness of space renders even this billion-strong collection of particles utterly quiet. The rings whisper only through their brilliance, casting delicate patterns of light and shadow on the cloud tops of the giant below. On the day side of the planet, those high clouds glow softly. On the night side, we glimpse faint flashes of distant lightning within the deeper cloud layers, illuminating the undersides of storms in brief, muffled flickers. It is a subtle reminder that even in this seeming tranquility, there is dynamic activity beneath the silence. Yet it remains a gentle motion, like the slow breathing of a slumbering giant. A few of the planet's moons come into view, small round companions tracing their paths around the gas giant. One moon in particular calls to us, its surface a patchwork of light and dark. We drift toward it, leaving the giant planet's immediate embrace and heading for this satellite. Soon, we find ourselves above the moon's alien landscape. It is an icy world, its ground covered in frost and etched by long cracks where geysers of water vapor occasionally plume up and then freeze, falling back as fine snow. At the moment, all is still. We gently settle onto the night side of the moon, where the sky is dominated by the sight of the immense gas giant hanging overhead. From the moon's frozen plains, the planet's rings arc across the sky like a bridge of light, and the giant itself looms, a soft globe banded in caramel and cream, glowing with the reflected light of the distant sun. The sight is majestic and strangely comforting, a cosmic nightlight illuminating the moon's silent landscape. On this moon's surface, there is almost no sound. The thin atmosphere carries only the whisper of a possible frost wind, a faint stirring of ice crystals skittering across frozen ground. We stand in the hush of a world where no footsteps have ever been, where the only voice is the feathery sigh of snow settling. Above, the gas giant slowly rises as the moon continues its orbit, its rings casting shifting shadows that glide across the ice. We feel an immense calm here, as if time has paused. The secrets of this moon are locked in its ice, murmuring in a language of frozen silence. Perhaps far beneath its surface lies an ocean kept liquid by the giant's gentle gravitational tug, an ocean that moves in darkness, occasionally sending a geyser forth as a brief whisper of its existence. In this still moment, even those whispers are quiet, and we are left with a profound sense of solitude and wonder. Reluctantly, we take leave of this serene moon. With a slow, silent push, we drift up from the surface, back into the starry expanse, leaving behind the splendor of the ringed giant and its companions. As we depart, the gas giant grows smaller, a pale sphere adorned with a delicate circlet, like a distant memory of a jewel suspended in the darkness. The star that warms that system is just one among many glimmering behind us. Our journey continues across the gulf of space to another distant sun and its awaiting planets. We are drawn to a faint glint of blue in the darkness, a world very different from the icy moon we left. This new planet is a water world, its surface almost entirely covered by a global ocean that mirrors the starlight. As we approach, the color shifts from deep sapphire to a bright cerulean where sunlight dances on the endless sea. White swirls of cloud curl over the blue expanse, casting slow-moving shadows on the waters below. The star at the center of this system is a gentle red dwarf, cooler and dimmer than the golden sun of the ringed giant, and it tints the daylight here with a subtle peach-orange glow. Hovering above the ocean world, we witness a perpetual dance of clouds and waves. From our vantage, we see sunlight scattering through the planet's atmosphere, creating a hazy halo along the edge where day meets night. The terminator, the twilight zone of this world, is broad and soft, suggesting a planet where transitions are gradual and gentle. We drift down closer to the surface and find the air thick with moisture. The ocean stretches out in all directions beneath a sky painted in the pastel colors of an eternal dusk. This planet rotates slowly, and one side is always illuminated by its star, while the opposite lies in permanent darkness. Between them lies a band of perpetual sunset, encircling the globe in unending dawn and twilight. We drift along this twilight ring where the light is warm and golden. The ocean here is calm, stirred only by lazy swells that reflect the amber sky. Above, a pair of moons adorn the heavens, one a small silver crescent, the other a ghostly blue disk. They hang in the dusky sky side by side, casting shimmering trails of light that dance on the gentle waves. Now and then, a soft breeze rises, rippling the surface of the sea with a quiet sigh, the planet's faint whisper, scarcely disturbing the tranquil scene. In the quiet of this ocean world's dusk, we sense the secrets it holds. Perhaps beneath those tranquil waves, life teems in forms beyond our imagination. Or perhaps the ocean is peacefully barren, content to cradle starlight in silence. Only a gentle hush persists, the whisper of the breeze, the lap of distant water against unseen shores. We dip our fingers into the cool, alien sea and feel a kinship with this faraway ocean. It is at once unfamiliar and yet soothing, a reminder that even across the cosmos, the simple caress of water can calm the soul. As the larger of the two moons slowly rises on the horizon, its pale light joins the dim glow of the distant sun, to illuminate the sky in a soft silver blue. Under this ethereal light, the crests of the slow-moving waves glint and shimmer. We allow ourselves to float on the surface of this alien sea for a moment, rocked by the planet's languid tides, as if cradled in a cosmic lullaby. Overhead, as the sky above the twilight band deepens into night, the first stars begin to appear, timid specks at first, then a glittering multitude. Among them, we recognize one faint star that winks with a familiar steadiness. It is the distant sun of the ringed giant we visited earlier, now reduced to one more tiny jewel in the sky. The realization leaves us humbled and serene, seeing how places we have journeyed glow quietly from across the light years. Eventually, we lift away from the ocean world, carrying with us the memory of its endless waters and perpetual dusk. As we ascend back into space, the curve of the blue planet falls away beneath us, and the soft colours of its eternal evening blur into the darkness. Its star becomes an ember behind us, and once again we are surrounded by the deep night of space, dotted with far-off lights. We leave this water planet to its gentle solitude, knowing we were but temporary witnesses to its eternal calm. Countless planets circle countless suns throughout the galaxy, each with its own mysteries and beauty. Some are barren rocks, pocked with craters, where the only changes come from the slow fall of meteors and the creeping of shadows as their distant sun rises and sets. On those airless worlds, an explorer would hear nothing but their own heartbeat, for even the crash of a meteor would fade into the silence of vacuum. Other planets are shrouded in thick atmospheres, their surfaces hidden beneath blankets of cloud. On such worlds, there might be a constant soft wind sighing through an endless dusk, or gentle rains falling for centuries in quiet plains. An eternal, subtle conversation between sky and land. We imagine standing on one such far-flung world, a place where the sky is split between two stars setting in tandem, painting the landscape in twin dusky hues. Perhaps it's a world where rings arch magnificently across the heavens of a crimson evening, or where an oversized moon fills half the sky with its glow. The possibilities are as boundless as the galaxy itself. Each distant world holds its secrets, a whisper carried on cosmic winds, a story written in its rocks and clouds. Each planet turns in silence, keeping its own time, a silent storybook of creation and change awaiting a reader. These are the planetary whispers, the subtle hints and hidden wonders that each distant world shares if we are patient. It's in the delicate tracery of cracks on an ice moon, hinting at a warm ocean below. It's in the faint glimmer of an aurora dancing over a lonely planet's pole, the product of a star's particles meeting a magnetic sky. It's in the pattern of rings casting shadows on cloud tops, or the soft hues of a perpetual sunset on a tide-locked world. These whispers speak not in words, but in the universal language of nature's beauty and mystery. Carrying these impressions, we press on with our voyage. We have seen only a handful of the infinite variety of worlds, yet already we feel a deeper connection to the cosmos. From giant planets with shining rings to quiet moons of ice, from twilight oceans to imagined shores under alien skies, each has offered a lesson in serenity and wonder. As we leave the realm of these distant worlds, we sense the faint echoes of their presence still with us, a spectrum of gentle colours and quiet sounds imprinted on our journey. Once more, we turn our gaze outward. Beyond the domain of any single star, the hazy river of starlight that is the Milky Way stretches across our view, beckoning us to follow. The planets we visited slowly recede behind us, becoming tiny specks of light near their parent suns. Ahead lies the broad expanse of our galaxy, its spiraling currents of stars glimmering like a silvery pathway. We have listened to the whispers of individual worlds. Now we set out to drift along the vast currents of the galaxy itself, to find serenity in its grand design. Now our journey carries us into the broad streams of the Milky Way itself. We have left individual stars and their planets behind to sail into a river of stars, a spiral arm of our galaxy. Here, the view is both humbling and breathtaking. In every direction, countless stars dot the darkness, concentrated into a luminous band that stretches across the sky. We are moving through one of the galaxy's great spiral arms, a gently curving current of suns, nebulae, and star clusters that winds its way around the galactic center. Though the scale is immense, there is a profound serenity to this structure. From within it, the spiral arm is a majestic highway of starlight, extending far ahead and far behind in a broad sweep of subtle glow. We imagine rising above the galactic plane for just a moment, as if we could look down upon our Milky Way from a bird's eye view. Spread out below us, the galaxy's pattern becomes clear. Vast spiral arms unfurling from the core like the arms of a slow-turning pinwheel, or like the whorls of a giant cosmic seashell. The arms are faintly tinted with the blue of hot young stars and laced with the golden white of countless older suns. Great clouds of dark dust trace along the arms, delineating their graceful curves like shadows on a spiral staircase. The entire galaxy rotates with stately grace, completing one immense turn only after hundreds of millions of years. From this lofty perspective, the Milky Way looks frozen in a still portrait, an immense mandala of shimmering light suspended in space. Yet we know it is indeed turning, ever so slowly, a grand cosmic dance, too slow for any single lifetime to witness. Returning to our immediate surroundings, we drift once more within the spiral arm, carried along by its gentle momentum. This segment of the arm is relatively peaceful. Stars are spaced at comfortable distances. Even the nearest sun to us might lie trillions of kilometers away. They gleam like isolated lanterns in a great dark sea. Between them, delicate wisps of interstellar gas and dust form faint clouds, the raw material for future stars and nebula. We realize that we are part of a stellar current, an enormous stream of matter and light that, along with neighboring streams, forms the grand design of the galaxy. As we glide forward, subtle changes become apparent in the stellar landscape. We pass through regions where stars gather a bit more densely, sparkling together like eddies in the current. These may be clusters or associations, or perhaps the beginnings of new clusters forming under gravity's influence. After these clumps, we enter calmer stretches where fewer stars punctuate the darkness, analogous to peaceful pools between gentle rapids. The spiral arm is not uniform. It has its rhythms, places of activity and places of quiet. But taken as a whole, it remains cohesive in its graceful sweep. The light around us has a soft, diffuse quality. So many distant stars contribute to a faint background glow that seems to pervade space, like an incredibly subtle aurora, or the last light of dusk. This is the collective radiance of billions of suns overlapping. To an observer on a faraway world, such a glow appears as the Milky Way band arching across their night sky. From our vantage within it, it's an ambient luminosity that gently washes over the darkness. It casts no sharp shadows, only a subtle illumination, as if the darkness itself is alive with a low hum of starlight. We drift along this galactic river and take note of the silent order surrounding us. Each star moves on its own long orbit around the galactic center, like a boat carried on a slow, steady current. Though the stars seem fixed in relation to one another during the brief instant of our passage, over millions of years they will flow along, passing neighbors, shifting to new positions in the arm, or even migrating to other arms. But in the present moment, all is tranquil. The sheer enormity of time and distance smooths any motion into an almost unnoticeable flow. The effect is calming. We are reminded that the cosmos moves on a timescale so grand that what little turbulence exists is stretched out and softened, like waves that take millennia to rise and fall. Occasionally, we float past the ghostly remnants of an older stream of stars crossing our path, a faint trace from a long-ago galactic merger. These stars once belonged to a smaller galaxy, perhaps, captured by the Milky Way's gravity and slowly assimilated. They form a dim, elongated band, a stellar tributary feeding into our Milky Way's currents. They mingle without disturbance, adding their own subtle notes to the starry background. Even what might be a violent event when seen fast-forwarded, galaxies colliding and merging, unfolds so slowly that here, in the midst of it, it feels gentle. It is like two slow rivers converging, their waters blending gradually over time. Above and below us, beyond the relatively thin disk of the spiral arm, the star density decreases. A deeper darkness looms in those directions, the sparse realm of the galactic halo and the intergalactic void beyond. Within the disk, however, our view remains rich and comforting, like being within a great cosmic forest where each tree is a star, and we drift among them like a quiet breeze. There is structure here, but also freedom. We are not confined to a narrow channel, yet we feel the subtle guiding curve of the spiral, drawing us along its path. We take a moment to simply float, allowing the galactic current to carry us effortlessly. In that stillness, we feel the faint pull of the galaxy's center, the distant gravitational heartbeat that keeps all these stars in their orbits. We cannot yet see the core with our eyes. It lies far ahead, wrapped in layers of intervening stars and clouds. But its influence is present all around, like the barely perceptible slope that makes a river flow. Like a gentle tide, it guides the motion of uncountable suns, including the very star that our own planet Earth circles far from here. We realize that even as we stand on Earth in our everyday lives, we are part of this immense galactic motion, sailing through space on our planet ship, never feeling the currents that carry us. Continuing along the spiral arm, we begin to notice a gradual brightening ahead. The soft, milky glow that suffuses the arm grows a bit stronger, suggesting that we are drawing nearer to the inner regions of the galaxy, where the arms begin to converge toward the central bulge. Stars appear more numerous in that direction, their individual lights blending into a hazy luminosity. The dark ribbons of dust that snake through the spiral arm become more pronounced against the increasing backdrop of starlight, like inky streams running through a field of pale gold. There is still tranquility here, but it is the tranquility of a more crowded realm, a bustling celestial city, viewed in serene, slow motion. This is the transition from the quieter outskirts of the galaxy to its busier heart. Yet even as the number of stars around us increases, the sense of order and calm remains. The spiral arm gracefully delivers its stars toward the galactic core, much as a gently flowing river broadens into a lake. We feel no turbulence, only a deepening of the light and a subtle tightening of the gravitational pull, like a slight downhill slope, telling us we are nearing the center. It is as if the galaxy itself is guiding us inward with a reassuring hand, maintaining the same gentle pace. Our minds drift to contemplation of what we have witnessed. The spiral pattern of our galaxy is both grand and delicate, a cosmic design that speaks of unity and continuity. Despite spanning tens of thousands of light years, it maintains its elegant form over billions of years. Within that form, individual stars are born, live their lives, and eventually fade. Yet the spiral persists, constantly renewed by the birth of new stars and the contributions of each generation. It is a spiral of serenity, not because nothing changes, but because all changes are woven into a larger tapestry that remains harmonious. The galaxy absorbs supernovae and star formations alike into its grand, unhurried rotation. As we near the inner realms of the Milky Way, we carry with us the calm gleaned from drifting through its arms. We have ridden the galactic currents and felt the slow heartbeat of the galaxy's rotation. Ahead, the diffuse glow intensifies further, and a new spectacle, one of concentrated starlight and ancient cosmic secrets, awaits us. The spiral arms we have been following begin to blend into the bright fog of the central bulge. With the gentle guidance of the spiral behind us, we prepare to enter the domain of the galactic core, ready to behold the silent giant that lies at the heart of this cosmic city of stars. Our journey now brings us to the heart of the Milky Way, a place of quiet grandeur and deep mystery. As we approach the galactic center, the glow around us intensifies into a diffuse golden radiance. We find ourselves amidst a dense swarm of stars, a bustling downtown district in this city of light. Stars here are far more numerous than in the spiral arms, crowding space with their warm brilliance. They range from ancient, reddish suns to massive blue-white stars, all gliding around the core in complex orbits. Their combined glow merges into a continuous luminescence, bathing the region in a perpetual starlit twilight. Yet, despite the glittering brilliance of so many suns, an aura of midnight mystery pervades the core, an inky darkness at the very center from which no light shines. Drifting deeper in, we notice some stars moving in strangely tight and rapid paths. Especially close to the center, a handful of stars whip around an unseen point with astonishing speed, like fireflies caught in a swift eddy. They accelerate and swing around an invisible focus, completing orbits in mere years or decades, an eye blink on cosmic timescales. Their motions trace out ellipses that all circle an empty darkness. That darkness is our silent giant, the supermassive black hole that resides in the core of our galaxy. We cannot see it directly. It emits no light and no form. It is a region of pure shadow, a well in the fabric of space and time, where the normal rules seem to pause. We know it is there only because of the way those innermost stars behave, rushing around what appears to be nothing. Only an object of unimaginable mass and density could command such a celestial dance. We hold our position at a respectful distance, observing this profound scene. All around us, the galactic core glitters like a swarm of fireflies, millions of stars crowded into a space that, compared to the rest of the galaxy, is relatively small. The collective light of these stars is so intense that it forms a constant backdrop, a golden haze in every direction. It feels as if we're submerged in a sea of light. And yet, in the center of this sea, lies a perfect well of darkness, the black hole, an abyss from which not even a ray of that stellar light can escape. The juxtaposition is quietly breathtaking. The brightest region of the Milky Way encircles the darkest of cosmic voids. Despite the extraordinary activity here, the multitude of stars, the swift orbits of those nearest the centre, it all unfolds in majestic silence. Space, ever the great hush, carries no roar of gravitational forces or cry of slinging stars. From our viewpoint, even the fastest stars seem to move slowly, their orbits traced out over years. We sense the tremendous energies and mass at play, but we experience it as a silent, almost stately ballet. The black hole itself, though immensely powerful, sits in serene concealment. Our galaxy's central black hole is relatively quiet today. It's not actively devouring large amounts of matter at the moment. In this calm state, it is like a giant in deep slumber at the center of a luminous campfire circle. Occasionally, a wayward cloud of gas might wander too close and get swallowed, causing a brief flicker of X-ray or a faint radio wave murmur. But right now, there are no bright flares, no turbulent accretion disk, just an almost unfathomable mass, quietly being the pivot of the Milky Way. We allow ourselves to imagine what it would be like near the very edge of this black hole, at the threshold known as the event horizon. Here, space and time themselves are warped by gravity to an extreme degree. If we dared to drift closer, though we wisely keep our distance, the stars behind us might appear to smear into surreal rings of light due to the hole's distortion of space-time. Time would stretch and skew. A moment for us could equate to years outside. But from our current remove, we notice only that the area immediately around the black hole is oddly devoid of stars, as if a small clearing exists in this crowded field. That clearing marks the zone where the black hole's gravity reigns supreme, allowing no stable orbits, no lingering light. It is a calm, in one sense. Nothing remains there long enough to make a commotion. But it is an absolute calm, an eternal midnight, where even starlight succumbs to darkness. All around that central darkness, the motion of stars and gas follows an ancient rhythm. It's as though the black hole conducts a silent symphony, its gravity directing the movements of all the nearby stars. Each star's orbit is a note in a music too slow and deep for human ears, yet a music that maintains the balance of the galaxy's core. The black hole is the still point of this turning cosmos, a massive anchor around which the entire galaxy gracefully revolves. While the majority of our galaxy's mass is spread out in stars, gas, and unseen dark matter, this central mass gives the core its tight focus. It anchors the innermost few thousand light years of the Milky Way, keeping the stars here in their rapid, tightly bound orbits. We gently navigate through the outer edges of the central star cluster, careful not to venture too near the tumult of the very core. The starlight here is so rich that there is no true darkness between the stars, no night as we know it on Earth. In the midst of this stellar throng, an imaginary observer would never see a sky full of distant constellations, because the local glow would wash them out in a ceaseless golden noon. It is a perpetual cosmic daylight. And yet, paradoxically, at the very center of this brilliance is the deepest night in existence. The black hole ensures that an absolute darkness lies at the hub of all this light, like the pupil of a bright eye. Hovering in this core region, we feel a profound respect and a touch of reverence. We are in the presence of one of the universe's great enigmas. We know, intellectually, that this black hole weighs some 4 million times as much as our Sun, and that all of that mass is packed into a space smaller than our solar system. But such figures pale in the face of the experience. Seeing the evidence of it, a star hurtling along a curved path at unimaginable speed, another flung far out on a long ellipse, instills an awe that no number can capture. Black hole is a simple term, yet standing here we sense it as something more poetic. A region of pure silence, a pause in the cosmic symphony, a giant unseen conductor guiding the rhythm of the core. For eons, this silent giant has presided over the Milky Way's center. Long ago, in the youth of the galaxy, it may have been more active, periodically feasting on infalling clouds and shining as a brilliant quasar that outshone all the galaxy's stars combined. Those days are long past. Now it remains mostly quiet, a heavyweight champion that has settled into a contemplative stillness, rarely reminding the galaxy of its presence, except through the steady grip it keeps on its surroundings. In its calm and patient way, it holds the inner galactic community together. We take one more sweeping look around the core. The dense cluster of stars forms a radiant spherical halo around the central darkness, like a glittering veil draped around a hidden figure. Farther out, we can discern the inner origins of the spiral arms, those paths of stars and dust that trail off from this hub and wind back outwards. There is a subtle gradation of sight. At the very center, pitch black. A little further out, blinding starlight. Further still, the light diffuses into countless distinguishable stars, and beyond that, the familiar sparse star fields of the galaxy's disk. It's a grand gradient from mystery to luminosity to the gentle darkness of interstellar space. In this silent midnight of the core, we find an unexpected sense of peace. One might assume that being near something as formidable as a supermassive black hole would be terrifying. But in truth, the scene here is one of balance. The forces at play are so immense and smoothly operating that there is no chaos perceptible to us, only order. The motions of stars here, even the swift ones, are predictable, stable, almost reassuring in their regularity. We feel like a tiny witness to a colossal equilibrium, a balance between light and dark, motion and stillness, creation and oblivion. The black hole, the silent giant at the center, simply exists. It does not actively reach out to destroy. It is just there, a feature of reality. In its quiet way, by just being where it is, it gives shape to the entire galaxy. Feeling this calm reverberating within us, we prepare to depart this extraordinary region. We carry with us the memory of the core's soft golden light and the profound hush of its central night. As we gently ease away from the galactic center, the stars begin to thin out again. The golden haze slowly recedes, giving way to individual pinpoints as we move back into the less crowded stretches of the inner galaxy. Behind us, the silent giant remains enshrined in its brilliant court of stars, hidden from view now by intervening clouds and clusters. But we know it's there, an eternal hush at the heart of a grand cosmic song. Our journey is not yet over. The galaxy has more to reveal as we venture outward from the central realm. The brilliance of the core gradually yields to the patterned starlight of the spiral arms once again, and we are reminded of the immense tapestry of which we are a part, with the silent giant watching over the center. We drift onward, ready to explore how all we have seen, nebulae and stars, planets and spiral arms, light and darkness, interweave into the grand cosmic tapestry of light and time. Drifting farther from the core, we find ourselves reflecting on the voyage we have taken through the Milky Way. Each sight, each moment, be it the birth of stars in a pastel nebula, the glow of a friendly sun, the hush of distant planets, the swirl of the spiral arms, or the quiet power at the galactic center, has been a part of a greater whole. Like individual threads, they are woven together into a single cosmic tapestry, the tapestry of our galaxy. This tapestry is crafted from the light of billions of stars and the dark spaces between them, and it is stretched across the vast canvas of time. As we float now in a calmer region, away from the crowded core, we begin to perceive the larger pattern formed by all these interwoven elements. In this tapestry, every strand is connected. The nebulae we drifted through are like vibrant threads, brightly coloured nurseries where new stars, bright golden stitches of light, are sewn into the fabric of the galaxy. Those stars in turn radiate light and energy, illuminating other parts of the pattern around them. When their life cycle ends, they explode or shed their layers, scattering material that will condense into nebulae once more, thus laying down new threads for the future. Planets take shape around stars, perhaps small knots on the stellar threads, adding their subtle hues and textures to the design. The spiral arms arrange these threads in elegant curves, gathering star clusters and nebulae like beads on a cosmic string. And at the center of it all, the black hole we met acts as a kind of anchor point, the tapestry's tightest knot, holding the innermost threads fast and giving the pattern a focal point. From our current perspective on the galaxy's outskirts, we try to absorb the immensity of this picture. The light reaching our eyes from distant nebulas or far-off star clusters is ancient. It left those sources long before our journey began, travelling across space for hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of years before finally meeting us here. In that time, the sources themselves may have changed. The nebula might have thinned, the stars may have moved or evolved. Thus, when we gaze across the galaxy, we are also looking back in time. Each beam of starlight carries with it a memory of when and where it began. Together, these countless beams, crisscrossing space, passing through one another, arriving from every direction, form the luminous fabric of the Milky Way. Truly, it is a tapestry woven not just of light, but of time. Consider, for example, the towering nebular pillars we imagined in a star-forming region light years away. The image we saw was a snapshot of millennia past, because the light had been en route to us for ages. By the time it reaches us, those pillars may have shifted or dissolved slightly, their story having progressed unseen by our eyes. Or think of that cluster of baby stars we observed shimmering from afar. Their twinkling is a message from years or centuries ago, telling us of their youthful glow at that time. Everywhere we look, we are reading old light. To observe the cosmos is to read an intricate embroidery where each stitch is a moment in time and a point in space, intricately linked across eons. As we drift beyond the dense regions of the inner galaxy toward its fringes, the stars around us thin out even more. The soft band of the Milky Way that once stretched brilliant across the sky begins to narrow and fainten off to one side. We can almost see past the edges of our galaxy's disk. In the darkness that lies beyond, new, faint glows reveal themselves. Not stars, but entire galaxies in the distance. There is the nearest big galaxy, Andromeda, appearing as a delicate, elongated patch of light, like a tiny spiral silvery cloud. There are also small, hazy puffs in the sky, the satellite galaxies of our Milky Way, perhaps, or more distant realms whose light barely brushes our eyes. Scattered all around are the dim signatures of countless others, each a collection of billions of stars like our own, but so far away that they blend into mere faint blurs. Here, at the fringe of our own galaxy, we realize that the Milky Way's tapestry is but one of countless tapestries, a single panel in the endless quilt of the universe. Yet, even confronted with this almost boundless expanse, we sense a unity running through it all. The same basic threads, atoms of hydrogen, bursts of starlight, gravity's guiding hand, time's patient unfolding, are woven through every galaxy we can see. The patterns vary. Some galaxies are grand spirals like our own. Others are rounded ellipticals or irregular sprinklings of stars. But all are composed of stars and gas birthed in nebulae, all bound by gravity into coherent structures, all shining by the same stellar alchemy. Our journey through the Milky Way, with its cradles of creation, its stellar melodies and planetary whispers, could in broad strokes be a journey through any galaxy in the universe. We would find nebulae glowing, stars burning and dying, planets orbiting in quiet secrecy, and silent black holes anchoring the centers. The universe seems to use a universal palette to paint countless masterpieces, each galaxy a variation on a theme, each with its own unique flourish, yet fundamentally kin to the rest. We take a moment to feel the connection between ourselves and this cosmic expanse. The atoms that form us were forged long ago in the hearts of stars, perhaps in this galaxy, and perhaps beyond. Every element in our bodies, heavier than helium, was once inside a star that ended its life, dispersing its enriched guts across space, eventually to become part of new star systems, new planets, and yes, living beings like us. In a very real sense, we carry pieces of the cosmos within us, threads of stardust that link us to distant corners of the galaxy. And as we have travelled on this voyage, we too have woven ourselves into the tapestry by witnessing it. The light from those far-off places entered our eyes, became part of our awareness. In doing so, we became one tiny node in the galaxy's network, a conscious point where many threads converge for a brief moment of understanding. In the metaphor of the tapestry, perhaps we are like a little reflective bead sewn in, catching different threads and bringing them together in our mind to see the pattern. The silence of space and the gentle glow of the stars around us create a meditative calm. In this calm, a realization dawns. The cosmos, far from being a random chaos, has an underlying order and connectedness. We've seen how nature recycles and reuses, how destruction in one place seeds creation in another, how the interplay of fundamental forces gives rise to structures that endure and evolve. There is a rhythm to star formation and galaxy rotation, a rhythm measured in millions and billions of years, but a rhythm nonetheless. From our drifting vantage, removed from the urgent busyness of daily life, we've been able to glimpse this profound order, a cosmic harmony where every part has its role in the whole. Light and time are the master weavers of this tapestry. Light moves at its finite speed, carrying information from one part of the universe to another, connecting distant events with those who observe them far away. time ensures that simple patterns can compound into complexity. Gravity, drawing gas into stars, stars forging elements, elements forming planets, planets potentially nurturing life, and life gaining the consciousness to behold the cosmos. Given enough time, dust becomes astronomers. The universe observes itself through us. The tapestry is continuously being woven, with new threads of light arriving every moment, new sequences of events unfolding. Yet at the same time, the tapestry has immense persistence. A star can shine for billions of years. A galaxy's spiral pattern might survive for dozens of galactic rotations. Like a great work of art, the cosmic tapestry is never exactly the same from moment to moment, but it retains its character and structure over time. As our imagined vessel floats on, we become aware that our journey through this one galaxy has shown us just a single section of an infinitely larger picture. Were we to pull back further, to zoom out, we would see that the Milky Way is itself one dazzling thread in a tapestry of galaxies, woven together by gravity into clusters and filaments across the universe. Our galaxy, in turn, is connected to its neighbours, like Andromeda and the smaller companions, by delicate gravitational strands, and altogether they form part of the cosmic web, a structure that stretches across the cosmos like an intricate lacework of galaxy clusters. But those are vistas for another voyage, one perhaps we will undertake in the future. Here and now, we remain at the edge of our home galaxy, content to marvel at what is immediately around us. The Milky Way stretches out around us like a vast, starry ribbon in the sky. Its central bulge glows warmly off to one side, and its spiral arms form a faint arch that encircles our view. We realize we have traveled a remarkable path, from the stellar nursery of a nebula, through fields of stars and around distant planets, along the majestic spiral currents, all the way to the galaxy's core and back out again to these fringes. We have come so far, yet in the context of the universe, we have only traced a small loop in the fabric of space. Still, we see now how it all connects. The newborn stars in those nebulae will contribute their light to the collective shine of the galaxy. The planets we imagined may one day harbour life that looks up and sees the Milky Way as we do, wondering about its nature. The black hole at the centre, though remote from the spiral arms, influences the motions that give the galaxy its graceful shape. Every piece relies on the others. Every thread crosses through the tapestry. Everything interweaves. Nothing is truly isolated in space or time. The gentle light of a star warming a quiet planet is also part of the grand luminous band of the Milky Way. The death of a single star, however dramatic, becomes the source of new gas and dust from which the galaxy will spin future stars and planets. Even the dark patches, the silent void of the black hole, or the obscuring swaths of interstellar dust, serve a purpose. They provide contrast, outlines, and depth to the cosmic tapestry, making the bright regions stand out all the more vividly. In this way, darkness itself is woven into the design, an essential part of the picture. In the cosmic tapestry, our own lives and histories are tiny embroidered details on one humble thread. We are a minuscule part of this galaxy, which in turn is one part of the universe. And yet, understanding this does not make us feel insignificant. Instead, it brings a sense of belonging. We are part of this tapestry. Our atoms were stitched into it long before we were born, and they will remain stitched into it long after we're gone. The same tapestry that holds the stars holds us as well. We are threads in this cosmic cloth, each of us contributing our small pattern to the whole. We continue to drift, letting these reflections wash over us like a gentle cosmic tide. The Milky Way's band of light now appears unified and soft, a gauzy path across the sky. As we maintain our course, it slowly pivots, reminding us that we too are moving, forever carried on the voyage of the galaxy through space. We feel like a small boat gliding on a calm, starlit sea, carried by a current that has flowed for longer than humanity has existed. We have seen so much on this journey, and yet we know it is only a hint of the wonders that fill the night. But for now, here on the fringe of our galaxy, we simply bask in the collective glow of all that we have witnessed. Nebula dreams, stellar lullabies, planetary whispers, galactic currents, and the silent midnight of the core. All these threads weave together around us into one magnificent creation. They are chapters in the story of the Milky Way, voices in the interstellar lullaby that our galaxy has been singing for billions of years. And though our journey in this chapter comes gently to a close, there is no final conclusion, only a soft transition onward, for the story is still being written among the stars. Instead of an ending, we find ourselves at a threshold. The Milky Way invites us to continue exploring, to follow the next thread out into the wider universe, to see where it leads in the endless expanse. We feel curiosity and wonder pulling us forward, drawing us deeper into space, further into the unknown reaches of time. Carrying the calm and insight gained from drifting through our home galaxy, we now set our sights on the darkness beyond. Ahead of us, the void between galaxies is speckled with the faint light of countless island universes, each awaiting discovery. Our voyage, like the cosmos itself, continues to unfold without haste. With hearts serene and spirits eager, we drift onward into the stars, ready to explore the next expanse of this infinite cosmic tapestry. In the depths of the cosmic ocean, a profound stillness unfolds. Surrounded by endless stars, you drift quietly through the Milky Way, weightless and free. The galaxy stretches out in every direction, its countless suns like tiny islands of light in a vast sea of darkness. Here, far from any world, the silence is not empty, but full of gentle presence. It welcomes you, easing the noise of your thoughts until only calm remains. You float on an invisible current between the stars, each moment drawn out in the quiet. There is no rush here, no sense of time pressing forward. The twinkling lights around you seem to breathe softly in unison, as if the cosmos itself has slowed its heartbeat. In this celestial reverie, your mind drifts into stillness. Thoughts that once raced now glide slowly, peacefully, like comets with long fading tails across a tranquil sky. The space around you feels alive with hush and wonder. Distant stars glimmer with a faint, reassuring glow. They whisper ancient lullabies of light that have travelled for eons to reach you. As you absorb this gentle starlight, you feel your own being softly illuminated from within. A calm, radiant feeling spreads through you, as though the quiet of space has seeped into your very soul. Within this vast expanse, you are both very small and deeply connected to everything. The Milky Way swirls slowly around its centre, but from where you drift, the movement is imperceptible. All appears tranquil and motionless, a grand cosmic painting suspended in eternity. Though billions of stars are engaged in a cosmic dance, their waltz unfolds in such slow motion that it feels like a still, eternal now. Every so often, a distant star flares, or a meteor silently crosses the void. These gentle happenings only deepen the sense of peace. They remind you that even in stillness, there is motion and life. But out here, movement and rest blend together. A shooting star's journey, so swift by earthly measures, unfolds in graceful silence before your eyes, leaving behind a fleeting trail that fades back into darkness without a sound. Your breathing has unconsciously aligned with this quiet rhythm. Each inhale is long and soft, as if drawing in the serenity of the night. Each exhale releases any lingering tension, letting it dissipate into the vacuum where it vanishes utterly. You become aware of your heartbeat, slow and steady, echoing the gentle pulse of starlight around you. In this moment, your body and the cosmos harmonize, both part of one vast, tranquil symphony. Drifting in the starry ocean, you feel a profound sense of safety. Nothing here demands anything of you. The stars simply shine, expecting nothing in return. The darkness softly cradles you, asking only that you rest in its embrace. You have permission to just be, to exist quietly, peacefully, without worry or want. A soft freedom washes over you, a realization that on the cosmic scale, the burdens you carried have no weight out here. As you release those burdens, they fall away like pebbles sinking into deep water, disappearing into the infinite calm below. In their place comes a lightness of spirit. You might notice a gentle smile forming, or a loosening of an inner knot you hadn't realized was there. The stillness around you is mirrored by a stillness within. Thoughts settle like snowflakes, quietly and gently, until your mind is clear and bright under the starlight. Stars of different hues surround you, some golden, some blue, others faint and red with age. Together, they paint the darkness with a soft, multicolored glow. As you slowly turn in this cosmic ballet, you catch sight of a nebula in the distance, a delicate cloud of gas and dust glowing faintly. It hangs like a gauzy curtain in space, where new stars are being born in secret, silent nurseries, light years away. You watch its dim, ethereal light with gentle fascination, knowing that even something so breathtaking occurs quietly, patiently, over millennia. The longer you drift, the more you sense how deeply quiet and patient the universe is. There is no hurry for a star to form or for a galaxy to spin. Eons pass like gentle breaths. And here you are, a small conscious being afloat in this grandeur, learning the beauty of slowing down. Time stretches out. It's no longer a strict line, but an endless ocean in which moments rise and fall like slow, gentle waves. You realize that this stillness is not emptiness at all. It is filled with subtle energies and ancient light. The space between stars, once thought of as a void, is actually alive with the faint glow of distant galaxies and the hushed song of the cosmos. If you listen with your heart, you can almost hear it. A deep, humming silence. The resonance of creation itself. It's the kind of sound you hear only when you are truly quiet and present. In this silence, a feeling arises, as if the universe is aware of you, just as you are aware of it. not in words, but in the gentle way the starlight seems to twinkle in encouragement. You sense a comforting presence in the dark, a companionship in solitude. Alone, yet not alone, you float in a sanctuary as old as time, where every star is a friend watching over you from afar. The darkness around is soft, like velvet draped over the cosmos. Far off, a faint glow marks the edge of our galaxy, where countless stars blur into a pale haze. It's the combined light of millions of distant suns, too far to see individually, creating a gauzy ribbon across the sky. That band of light has been seen by seekers and dreamers throughout human history, inspiring wonder and stories. Now here you are, drifting within that very band of stars, experiencing its silent wonder from the inside. As you gaze around, you imagine that each star has its own story, its own gentle song. Perhaps one star's soft flicker is a greeting meant just for you, a tiny beacon saying hello in the night. And perhaps somewhere else, someone drifting in their own way is looking toward you as a distant star, not knowing you are there. In this thought, a sense of connection blooms. Across the light years, all of us, stars and souls, are linked in a peaceful cosmic web. This realization does not come as a loud revelation, but as a soft assurance settling over you. Just as the stars share their light, you share in their peace. Your awareness expands outward to touch the edges of this starry expanse, then gently returns to the quiet center of your being where you float. There's a balance between exploring the vastness and resting in the stillness. You move effortlessly between awe at the cosmos and the gentle lull of relaxation, as naturally as drifting from one dream to another. No boundaries confine you here. You are free to glide in any direction, or simply remain still and soak in the presence of all that surrounds you. Perhaps you slowly turn end over end, taking in a panoramic view of the Milky Way's glittering tapestry. Stars above, below, to every side, jewels strewn across the midnight velvet of space. Each point of light is a sun, possibly with its own planets and stories. Yet from here, they all seem united in one grand, silent choir of light. A sense of gratitude wells up inside you. Gratitude for this moment, for this feeling of union with the cosmos. You find yourself thankful for the stars that took millions of years to send their gentle beams to you tonight, and for the quiet that allows you to hear your own heartbeat. In this quiet thankfulness, you realize that even the simplest things, a breath, a heartbeat, a glimmer of starlight, can be profound when seen against the backdrop of eternity. You continue drifting, the reverie deepening with each passing moment. There is a subtle magic in how peaceful it all is. Not a magic that startles or dazzles, but one that warms you slowly, unfolding like a delicate flower under the night sky. Perhaps it's the magic of simply being here, alive and aware, in a universe that stretches far beyond comprehension, yet cradles you gently within it. Every so often, you notice faint clusters of stars, or a distant galaxy, glowing like a tiny smudge of light. Each is an island of countless suns, perhaps with its own planets and beings, also looking up at their night sky. You feel a kinship with anyone, anywhere, who gazes at the stars in wonder, just as you are doing now. In this way, the stillness has connected you to far more than you can see, weaving your small story into the grand cosmic tapestry. Time drifts with you, unhurried. Minutes or hours have little meaning in the face of the cosmic night. Out here, a single thought can stretch across light years, and an hour can pass in the blink of a star. Freed from schedules and clocks, you surrender to the natural flow of the cosmos. This, you realize, is true presence. To be so immersed in the now that past and future quietly fall away, leaving just the eternal present moment gently unfolding. The stars do not judge or worry, they simply shine. Following their example, you let go of any remaining worries that might try to cling to you. Old thoughts or concerns that once felt heavy now seem distant and small. They flicker once and then fade, like a far-off star, quietly going dark. In the space that remains, peace blossoms. Now your awareness is filled with simple things: the shimmer of light on darkness, the soft feeling of floating, the calm that pervades everything. There is nothing more you need to do, nothing more you need to be. In this celestial stillness, everything is complete. You are whole, connected, and at peace. The universe holds you like a gentle breeze holds a feather, and you drift without effort, embraced by the stars. The stars continue to shimmer softly around you, and you feel the gentle night wrapping you in its embrace. This cosmic nightfall is comforting, like a familiar blanket draped over your shoulders. In the quiet, you sense an invitation, not only to gaze outward at the universe, but to turn inward as well. With nothing to distract or disturb, your awareness begins to flow into the universe within. Floating in the darkness, you close your eyes for a moment, and the darkness outside becomes the darkness inside. It is warm, safe, and boundless. Within your mind's eye, points of light emerge in the dark. Thoughts, memories, dreams, each twinkling like a distant star. You realize that your inner world is vast, containing its own galaxies of experience and imagination. There is a whole cosmos inside you, as mysterious and beautiful as the one you drift through now. As you explore this inner cosmos, you remain cradled by the outer one. The boundary between outside and inside melts away. The calm that surrounds you flows into every corner of your being. You notice how your thoughts, once like a busy sky of shooting stars, have slowed to a gentle drift, just like your body floating through space. Each thought now appears one at a time, shining softly before quietly fading to make room for the next. In this nightfall embrace, you simply observe these inner stars. Perhaps you see the bright spark of a happy memory glimmering by, or the faint glow of a long-forgotten dream still alive within you. You might notice subtle feelings, little constellations of emotion that dot the inner sky of your heart. Whatever arises, you watch it with the same gentle fascination that you watch the stars outside, without judgment or hurry. The universe within you is vast, but here too, there is peace. Just as galaxies in the sky spread out with enormous calm between them, your thoughts and feelings have space to breathe in your mind. Even emotions that once felt crowded or intense are now like distant stars in a huge sky, present but not overwhelming. There is so much room inside you for all that you are, and in this spaciousness, Everything finds its rightful place. Perhaps you sense in your chest a quiet glow, the light of your own being. It might feel small at first, a single star shining within. But as you give it attention, it grows steadier and warmer. This light is your inner guide, your own starlight that has always been there. Just as the North Star has guided travelers for ages, this gentle light inside guides you now through the universe of yourself, reassuring and constant. Under the gentle care of the night, you come to accept every part of yourself. The darkness around you holds no threat, and the darkness within you holds none either. Instead of fear, you feel curiosity and compassion toward the parts of you that usually stay hidden. In this safe, cosmic embrace, you can explore your thoughts and feelings without turning away. They simply appear, float by, and dissolve, like images projected onto the backdrop of a silent night sky. You might recall moments in your life that felt like nightfall, times of quiet, times of ending and rest, just as day turns to night, phases of your life gently closed, giving way to new beginnings. In those moments, perhaps you felt the same mystery and calm that you feel now. The universe within has its cycles too, and here in the stillness, you appreciate how every dusk in your life made way for a dawn, how every quiet moment was an integral part of your journey. As you reflect, the stars outside continue to offer their soft encouragement. Each twinkle seems to say, "It's all right, just be." They hold space for you, just as you are holding space for yourself right now. In this communion with the cosmos, a deep reassurance grows. You are a part of this vast universe, and everything inside you is a natural part of it too. There is no part of you so dark that it cannot be met with gentle understanding, nothing so profound that it cannot be softly held in awareness. The embrace of night feels almost physical, like a pair of invisible arms around you. It is the embrace of acceptance. The universe accepts you completely in this moment. There is no part of you that is not welcome here among the stars. Taking this cue, you start to accept yourself in the same way. Little by little, any remaining resistance or self-criticism eases. You can feel it melting away into the dark, losing form and weight. Your mind wanders through old constellations of thought and memory, but now they seem farther away, seen from a peaceful distance. You might see the patterns they form and understand them better, or you might simply acknowledge them and let them be. There is no need to analyze or fix anything right now. Under this gentle cosmic night, understanding comes not through effort, but through stillness and compassion. Occasionally, a new insight might glimmer within you, a realization about what truly matters to you, or a connection between experiences in your life that you hadn't seen before. These insights appear like new stars lighting up in your inner sky. You notice them with gratitude and let them illuminate your mind. There is no rush to act on them. For now, just witnessing is enough. In the morning, when you return to daily life, they will remain with you, twinkling as gentle reminders of what you've learned. But for now, you simply appreciate their light. Breathing slowly, you feel the cool calm of night filling your lungs. Of course, in space there is no air, but it's as if you are breathing in the essence of the night itself, the calm, the silence, the mystery. With each inhale, tranquility spreads within you. With each exhale, you release anything that doesn't serve this peace. It's as though you are breathing with the stars, sharing in a quiet conversation of breath across the cosmos. The phrase, "the universe within," resonates in your mind. You realize it's more than a metaphor. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your lungs, all were born in stars long ago. In a very real sense, pieces of the universe live within you. Every cell of your body carries a story that began out here among the stars. This knowledge comes not as a dry fact, but as gentle awe. You are intimately connected with the cosmos, both around you and inside you. This realization deepens your sense of belonging and comfort. You are not an outsider in this universe. You are an expression of it. The same creative forces that lit the stars also sparked the life in you. When you look inward and see that inner light, you are seeing a continuation of the star's light. There is starfire in your spirit. And so the space within your heart and mind is a continuation of the space all around. You smile softly at the thought. The universe has placed a piece of itself within your very being, and now that piece is looking back out and marveling at the whole. It's a cosmic mirror, reflecting on itself gently and curiously. Perhaps that is part of the mysterious beauty you feel, the sense that by drifting among the stars, you are also exploring the depths of your own soul. Encased in darkness, you notice how your senses have shifted. With your eyes open, you see endless stars. With eyes closed, you perceive the boundless space inside. Your hearing, while there are no external sounds, picks up the subtle music of your breath and heartbeat, the soft whispers of life within. Even your skin, though untouched by any breeze, can feel the cool stillness of cosmic night and the faint warmth of starlight. You are attuned now to both inner and outer worlds, balanced perfectly between them. Let yourself sink a little deeper into this balance. Feel how the universe supports you, physically in its vast cradle of space, and emotionally in the unspoken understanding that you belong. The night enfolds you with the same care, whether you are exploring the stars or exploring your own heart. There is a profound unity in this experience, a seamless blending of what is within and what is beyond. Where does the universe end and you begin? The boundary blurs. Perhaps there is no clear line at all. Perhaps the glow of the galaxies and the glow of your inner being are part of one continuum of light. Sitting with this thought feels peaceful and intriguing. There is a slight mystery here, one that doesn't need solving. You simply let the question float gently in the dark. Where do I end and the universe begins? The answer, if there is one, arrives not as words, but as a calm knowing that you are an integral thread in the fabric of all that is. You breathe in again, as if pulling more starlight into your universe within. You breathe out, letting your own light mingle with the cosmos around you. In and out, the exchange continues seamlessly. It's as if the cosmos is breathing with you, through you, a giant living presence of which you are a part. The longer you remain in this state, the more natural it feels. This deep connection, this unity, perhaps it was always there, quietly waiting for you to notice. A gentle joy arises from this connection, not an excited or overwhelming joy, but a quiet contentment, the happiness of a being at home. You feel at home in the night, at home among the stars, and at home within yourself. The night's embrace has dissolved any sense of isolation. How could you ever feel truly alone when you carry a universe inside you and are cradled by an infinite cosmos outside? You might gently laugh or sigh with relief as you realize that much of the noise and worry of life comes from forgetting this simple truth. But right now, you remember, in the silent dialogue between your heart and the stars, you remember that you are both tiny and immense, a single note in a universal song. And that is enough. In this moment, simply being is enough. The universe within you is calm now. The stars of thought have quieted. The nebulae of emotion have settled into soft, glowing clouds. You feel clarity and ease. If your mind were a sky, it would be a clear twilight with the first stars peeking through. Just enough light to guide you, just enough darkness to feel restful. It is the perfect balance, and it exists right now inside you. Resting in this balance, you prepare to continue your journey, knowing that wherever you go next among the stars, this inner universe goes with you. It is a constant companion, a sanctuary at the core of your being. With that understanding blossoming like a gentle dawn inside, you let the night's embrace linger a moment more, silently thanking it for the comfort and insight it has given. And as you open your eyes to the cosmos around you once again, you do so with a newfound serenity glowing from deep within. With your inner world at peace and the stars as your companions, your thoughts begin to wander toward the infinite. The quiet around you is timeless, and in it, you can almost sense echoes from long ago. Each star that shines upon you carries a story from the distant past. The gentle light touching you now might have left its star 1,000,000 years before you were born, journeying across the universe to arrive in this very moment. In that ancient starlight, you feel whispers of ages gone by, a soft connection to eternity. These are the stardust echoes, subtle reminders of how the cosmos is woven into your being. You recall that the elements of your body were forged in stellar furnaces eons ago. Long before Earth took shape, massive stars lived, burned brightly, and died in magnificent silence. In their final moments, they scattered their enriched dust across the galaxy. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all born in those distant stars. You are literally made of that star stuff, carrying the echo of those ancient fires within you. As you drift now, you imagine those distant supernovas, not as violent explosions, but as silent blossoms in the garden of the cosmos. Each blossom released petals of stardust, which floated through space for ages until they coalesced into new stars and new planets, and eventually into life. One of those worlds is the Earth you call home. The sunlight on your face, the air filling your lungs. Every atom was forged in those star blooms of long ago. It feels wondrous that a star's death long in the past could lead to your life in the present. Nothing is truly lost in the universe. Everything is reborn in another form. The light of long-gone stars now shines through your eyes, and their echoes live on in your heartbeat. A gentle awe fills you at this realization. The universe recycles itself in beautiful ways. A star's end becomes a beginning for something else. The light from long ago becomes the spark of life in the present. In a sense, you have always been part of this universe, long before you knew it. For billions of years, the cosmos prepared for you, gathering your elements from scattered stardust. And here you are now, a child of the stars, drifting peacefully under the very celestial lights that helped create you. Your mind turns to the idea of infinity. The word itself feels vast and mysterious. Out here, in the silent expanse, infinity doesn't feel cold or frightening. It feels natural and gentle. The universe might be infinite in size, and time stretches billions of years behind and ahead. Yet surrounded by these stars, the concept of infinity gives you comfort. Stars are born, shine, and eventually fade. Galaxies drift and merge over unfathomable ages. The cosmos breathes on a timescale far beyond human life, and you find that perspective calming rather than alarming. Every heartbeat of yours is brief on the cosmic scale, and once that thought might have made you feel insignificant or anxious. But now, it brings a sense of preciousness and peace. Like a single note in a grand symphony, your life is unique and meaningful, even if it's momentary. Stars shine with all their might, knowing they will one day grow dim. You too can shine in your life without worrying about the distant future. Infinity will take care of itself. Right now, here you are, an essential, luminous part of the cosmic story, no matter how brief your chapter may be. The stars around you seem to affirm this thought with their steady glow. Some of them are ancient beyond imagining, and they will continue shining long after today and tomorrow. They are patient, unhurried. If a star can spend 1 billion years simply being, you can allow yourself a few quiet moments of simply being as well. There is no rush in the cosmic perspective. All that exists for you is this moment, flowing gently into the next, like a slow cosmic heartbeat. You begin to feel a deep connection, not only through space, but through time, just as you felt linked to distant stars across light years. You now feel linked to the past and the future. Perhaps you think of the long chain of life on Earth, each generation handing the spark of existence to the next under the same sky. You are one point in that chain, a living bridge between those who came before and those who will come after. And just as starlight travels on long after its star is gone, the light of your life, the love you give, the ideas you share, will echo onward in some form even after you are gone. In an infinite universe, nothing good or bright ever truly vanishes. It changes form and continues its journey. Consider the light around you once more. Some of the stars you see are so distant that their light began its journey before human civilization existed. And yet here it is, reaching your eyes tonight. In turn, the light of our sun and the reflection from Earth will travel outward, perhaps one day brushing past other worlds. You are both an observer and a participant in this cosmic dance of light. The thought that your very presence adds to the story of the universe, even in a tiny way, makes you smile softly. You too are an echo in this vast space, an echo of the stars, and one day a gentle whisper that may touch the lives of others in ways you cannot foresee. High above, the Milky Way's pale glow arches overhead like a bridge made of countless stars. Beyond our galaxy, more galaxies sprinkle the darkness, each a collection of billions of suns. The sheer number and expanse is beyond comprehension. Yet rather than feeling lost, you feel found, placed exactly where you need to be. In this grand tapestry, every thread has meaning. You might be a single thread, but the pattern wouldn't be complete without you. The infinite does not diminish your significance. It magnifies it by connecting you to a greater whole. Sometimes people fear being small in an endless universe. But here in the gentle dark, you feel the opposite of fear. You feel cradled by something vast and compassionate. The same forces that guide the stars in their courses, the pull of gravity, the flow of time, the propagation of light, have also quietly guided you to this moment. They allowed Earth to form, life to blossom, and you to exist and become aware. It's as if the universe has been subtly working to bring you into being, so that you could witness its beauty. How could one feel anything but grateful for that? A soft question drifts through your mind, arising from the stillness. What lies beyond the furthest star? Your mind gently toys with the question, imagining distant horizons. Perhaps the universe goes on forever, or perhaps it curves into mysteries we cannot yet fathom. You realize you don't need a definitive answer. Instead, you find wonder in the question itself. The unknown becomes not something to fear, but something to embrace, a part of the magic that makes this journey so enchanting. Not every question needs an answer right now. Some can simply exist, adding depth and intrigue to your reverie. You imagine that somewhere, far across the cosmic ocean, on a planet orbiting another sun, someone else might be looking up at their night sky, feeling what you feel: wonder, curiosity, a gentle yearning to understand. In this thought, you find companionship across the light years. The echoes of stardust link all of us, across galaxies and generations. We are all part of the same never-ending story, verses in the same quiet cosmic song. The silence around you seems to carry a faint melody now, the music of the spheres, as ancient philosophers once called it. It's the idea that the stars and planets themselves create a sort of harmony through their movements. You cannot hear it with your ears, but you feel it in your soul. It's in the way you feel at peace right now, cradled by invisible rhythms of the cosmos. The planets turning, the stars orbiting the galactic center, the galaxies drifting, all are moving in a grand, slow dance. And in this profound quiet, you can sense the rhythm of that dance. It's steady and slow, and might go on forever, a lullaby played in time beyond time. As you reflect on infinity, you realize it's not just about space without end, or time without bound. It's also about the depth of each moment. Right now, this very moment feels as deep and complete as an ocean. When you are fully present, even a single minute can feel rich and timeless. You float on that feeling as if on a calm sea, unhurried and content. Past and future gently fall away. There is only now, stretching out softly in all directions, like an endless, gentle sea. From this perspective, infinity teaches you simple, profound things: patience, humility, connection. The stars teach patience. They shine steadily for millions of years. The night teaches humility, showing how vast creation is and how beautifully small we are, like tiny sparks of consciousness. and everything around you teaches connection, energy, and matter, cycling through stars and space and living beings. These lessons drift through your mind like faint constellations of understanding. They guide you without words, to be patient with yourself and others, to remain humble before the vast mystery of life, and to cherish the connections you have with the world around you. All around, the stars continue their silent chorus. You take another slow, deep breath, feeling an echo of that grandness within your chest. Your heart's steady beat mirrors the pulse of the universe in its own way. Perhaps the cosmos itself has a heartbeat, some immeasurable cycle of creation and transformation that spans eons. If so, you are synchronized with it now, in this timeless moment. Infinity no longer feels like an abstract concept. It feels like a gentle presence, an ocean that holds you afloat. You don't need to see its distant shore. It's enough to trust that it is all around you. You close your eyes once more and picture yourself drifting on that cosmic ocean. The light of countless stars sparkles like a dusting of diamonds on the dark waves of space. Each glimmer that rises and falls could be another galaxy far away, or perhaps just a thought appearing and fading in your mind. The line between outer and inner blurs further, and you sense that the infinity you contemplate also resides deep within your own being. In this way, these stardust echoes and reflections on infinity bring you not despair or confusion, but a profound peace. Some mysteries are too beautiful to fully unravel. They are meant to be savoured rather than solved. You feel content to float in the mystery, letting it cradle you along with the stars. There is serenity in surrendering to the vastness, in knowing that you don't have to understand it all. The universe is taking care of itself, and you are a cherished part of it, connected, significant, and safe. With that comforting realization, you slowly open your eyes if they were closed, and gaze once more at the starlit expanse. The infinite night seems a bit softer now, more intimate, as if acknowledging your newfound understanding. You have communed with infinity and found it gentle and welcoming. In the quiet understanding between you and the stars, you feel ready to continue your journey. You carry the echoes of all you've felt and learned, like gentle starlight glowing in your heart. Out of the corner of your eye, a new glow draws your attention. Among the stars, a familiar beacon shines, the moon, gleaming softly in the darkness. Its silvery light is distinct from the starlight around it, larger, nearer, and gentler, and it beckons you closer. As you drift in its direction, you feel a tender pull, as if home itself is reaching out to welcome you. The moon hangs in the cosmic silence, a quiet pearl suspended near the earth. As you approach, its features become clear. Pale highlands and dark Maria, the great basins we see from Earth as lunar seas. Vast craters dot its face, each an ancient bowl holding shadows from ages past. There is no sound here, no atmosphere, just a serene, dreamlike hush. The sunlight reflected off the moon's surface bathes you in a cool, gentle glow. This is the same glow that has graced earthly nights for eons, now wrapping around you like a soft cloak. You float above the lunar surface, taking in the otherworldly tranquility. Below, the moon's landscape stretches out in subtle shades of grey and silver. Each crater lies in deep shadow on one side, while the opposite rim glints under the angled sunlight. The surface is still and unchanging, as if frozen in time. With no wind or water here, every footprint left by exploring astronauts remains perfectly undisturbed, perhaps for millennia. It's as though the moon itself is in a constant meditative state, quietly observing the cosmos. In the distance beyond the moon, the Earth comes into view, a radiant blue marble rising against the star-studded blackness. Swirls of white cloud dance over its surface of blue oceans and green-brown lands. From here, Earth looks peaceful and delicate, half in day and half in night. You realize that over the dark half of Earth, the moon's gentle glow is shining down just as it shines on you now. The thought of your home world, with billions of lives dreaming under the moon's light, fills you with warmth and longing. Your journey now shifts perspective. One moment you are drifting near the moon, and the next you find yourself standing on a quiet hillside on Earth, under the open sky. Above you, the moon shines brightly, suspended in a dome of stars. Its light pours over the landscape in a soft, bluish silver hue. The world is calm and hushed. You recognize this as a place of comfort, home, under the gentle moon. The moonlight touches everything softly. Trees around you cast long, delicate shadows. A silvery sheen highlights the curve of each leaf and blade of grass. A faint glimmer dances on a nearby stretch of water, where the moon's reflection rests quivering gently. The air is cool and still on your skin. It's the kind of night where you can almost hear the silence itself, broken only perhaps by the distant chorus of crickets or the soft rustle of a breeze through the trees. Even those quiet sounds feel like part of the hush. It is as though the whole world is breathing slowly, sleeping peacefully under the moon's watch. Looking up, the moon seems closer and more radiant than ever. Its familiar face, the same face it has shown to Earth for as long as anyone can remember, is glowing with gentle light and detail. The patterns of light and dark on its surface form the shapes of the man in the moon, or perhaps a rabbit or a lady, as different cultures have imagined. Throughout human history, countless eyes have gazed at this moon in wonder and found comfort. Our ancestors tracked its phases and planted crops by its schedule. Poets and dreamers have long been inspired by its radiance. Lovers separated by distance have looked up at the same moon and felt connected. And here you are now, basking in that very same light, feeling its ancient, universal companionship. The moon's presence is soothing, almost familial. As Earth's faithful companion, it has always been there in the night sky, a steadfast, gentle guardian. You feel as if the moon recognizes you in its own way, shining just for you at this moment. Its soft glow feels like a nurturing smile, the night's way of tucking you in. Beneath it, you are safe. The troubles of the day seem far away and small, reduced to nothing under this kind light. Moonlight has a way of awakening the imagination. Under its glow, the world around you transforms. The ordinary is made extraordinary. A flower in the grass might catch the light and appear luminescent, like a tiny star of the earth. A path through the woods becomes a mysterious silver trail, inviting exploration. Even shadows seem friendly and soft-edged. In this light, you might recall nights from your childhood, gazing up at the moon through your bedroom window, or playing outside in summer evenings, the moon hanging low and golden. Those memories come back not to stir longing, but to wrap you in a sense of continuity. and wonder. It's the same moon then and now, a faithful friend through all phases of life. You allow yourself to bask in this lunar dreamscape. The moon above seems to invite reflection and gentle dreaming. Perhaps images form in your mind, a serene dream that you once had, or a vision of something you hope for, all cast in the moon's silvery light. There's a subtle magic here, as if anything is possible under this sky. The boundary between reality and imagination softens. You feel that you could step into a fairy tale, or write a poem, or simply stand in awe, and all would be perfectly fitting under the moon's glow. Overhead, the moon continues its slow journey across the heavens. You can sense the earth turning, changing the angle of moonlight around you, yet it all happens silently. Time at night has a different quality, unhurried, gentle. A minute can feel like a deliciously long while. An hour can pass in what feels like the space of a few heartbeats. As you stand under the moon, you realize how natural it feels to move at this slower pace. This is the rhythm of night, a time for rest, for contemplation, for renewal. The moon has watched over this nightly rhythm for ages, reminding all living things to pause and gather strength in its soothing light. You take a moment to appreciate the subtle interplay of light and shadow around you. The moon illuminates what it can, casting a silvery outline on the landscape and leaving soft shadows in its wake. It's a gentle reminder that even in darkness, there is light. And where the light doesn't reach, the darkness isn't frightening. It's simply another part of the night, waiting patiently for morning. Together, the moonlight and the shadows create a serene balance, much like the balance you have found within yourself during this journey. As you breathe in, you savor the cool night air, fresh with the scent of grass and a hint of damp earth. Breathing out, you imagine any lingering tension flowing out of you, disappearing into the vast, quiet night. Each breath seems to draw in more of the moon's calming energy. Inhale peace, exhale worry. Under the moon's gentle gaze, this exchange feels natural and healing. It's as if the moon and night are listening to you, taking away your concerns and replacing them with tranquility. Gently, you tilt your head back to bathe in the lunar glow. Silver light caresses your face. You close your eyes, and even with them shut, you can sense the moon's presence, a soft brightness against your eyelids. It feels almost like a tender hand resting on your shoulder, or a lullaby hummed just beneath hearing, a reassurance that you can let go and simply be. In this moment, you are a child of the universe, cradled in the night's arms, watched over by the moon. You reflect on how the moon is a bridge between Earth and the wider cosmos. It is our closest celestial neighbor, the first stop beyond our planet. Standing here in its light, you feel connected both to the solid ground under your feet and to the infinite stars beyond. The moon brings the distant light of the sun to us at night, bridging day and night, outer space and home. It symbolizes how even things that seem opposite, light and dark, sky and earth, are part of one continuous whole. In its glow, you sense how everything is linked, the tides of Earth's oceans moving to the moon's pull, the cycle of night and day softened by its presence, your own life intertwined with the cosmic rhythms in ways seen and unseen. The longer you remain in this moonlit reverie, the more time itself feels gentle and malleable. Perhaps you've been here for only minutes. Perhaps you've dreamed under the moon for hours. It doesn't matter. Your spirit is rested and your heart is full. In this quiet partnership of moonlight and shadow, you have discovered another aspect of yourself, a softer, dreamier side that delights in stillness and finds inspiration in the night. Above, the moon begins to dip toward the western horizon, a subtle reminder that the night will eventually yield to day. You notice the eastern sky, hinting at a lighter shade, a prelude of dawn to come. Yet the stars still shine, and the moon still reigns for a little while longer. You know that soon, sunrise will gently wash away the darkness. But not quite yet. There are still precious moments of night to savor, and you breathe them in deeply, committing the feel of this moonlit peace to memory. You know that even when morning comes and the moon fades from sight, this feeling will remain with you, a calm knowing you can return to whenever the night calls you again. You take one last, lingering look at the moon glowing kindly overhead, as if it's saying it will watch over you again on the next night. With that reassurance, you feel ready to continue on your journey. You carry the peace of this lunar dreamscape with you as you sense the first hints of dawn gathering on the horizon. The air begins to change subtly around you. The deep blues of night are giving way to the gentler hues of dawn. Far in the east, the horizon grows pale, a quiet gradient from charcoal to misty grey, and then to hints of soft rose and gold. The stars overhead start to disappear, one by one, their watch complete for now. The moon, low in the sky, fades into a delicate ghost of itself as the sky brightens. You find yourself still on that peaceful hillside, witnessing the first light of day. A thin mist clings to the hollows in the ground, illuminated by the creeping dawn. The world around you is beginning to stir from its slumber. You notice the silhouettes of trees gaining colour and depth as light flows back into the world. Dewdrops on the grass catch the early rays and glint like tiny crystals. The transition from night to day happens slowly, gracefully, as gentle as a sigh, as natural as your own waking breath. In the hush of this early hour, a few birds begin their morning song. Their notes are soft and tentative at first, mingling with the last chirps of nighttime crickets. The quiet chorus builds gradually, each bird adding its voice to welcome the day. These sounds arrive not as an intrusion, but as part of Earth's own gentle awakening. The night's silence gives way to the subtle music of dawn. You feel the cool air warming slightly on your skin, carrying the fresh, earthy scent of morning. Each inhalation is crisp and new, filling you with energy, even as it continues to calm you. As the sky grows lighter, you look around with new eyes. Everything seems familiar, yet transformed by the journey you've taken. The trees, the stones, the distant outline of a cottage roof, or a far-off mountain. All the everyday things of Earth now glow with a quiet significance. Having seen the vastness of the cosmos, you now see the profound beauty of the simple and the small. You notice the intricate patterns on a leaf, backlit by dawn, the way a spider's web spans a bush like a tiny galaxy of dew, the way shadows stretch and then retreat as sunlight spills across the land. These details, once perhaps overlooked, now stand out as miracles of the ordinary, each worthy of wonder. You realize that by traveling so far in your mind, out into the stars and back, you have also come to treasure what is right here around you. The immense scale of the universe has only made the intimate scale of your life more precious. This is the dawn of a new perspective. The stillness of space, the tranquility of the night, and the tender touch of the moon are all within you now, merging with the light and warmth of day. It's a beautiful harmony, the vast and the familiar, the night and the morning, together in your awareness. The sun's edge finally peaks above the horizon, a budding crescent of gold. Its rays spread out slowly, like gentle fingers reaching across the sky. The cool blues of early dawn begin to give way to warmer pinks and oranges. Soft light spills over the world, and with it comes gentle warmth. You watch as the first direct sunlight sweeps over the hillside, illuminating everything it touches. The treetops ignite with a golden glow. Every dewdrop becomes a tiny prism, each flower a splash of colour. There is no rush in this sunrise. It unfolds in perfect pace, just as the cosmos taught you to be patient. In that patience, you find yourself savouring each moment, each incremental brightening of the sky, each change in hue, each stir of life around you. As the light grows stronger, the last few stars blink out, disappearing into the blue of the daytime sky. The moon, now low and faint, will soon slip below the horizon to rest. But you know the stars have not vanished. They're simply hidden by the brilliance of day. They will return in the evening, as faithful as ever. This knowledge comforts you. The vast cosmos you journeyed through is still there, even when you cannot see it. The peace you found among the stars and under the moon is not gone. It remains quietly within you, like an invisible star you carry in your heart, guiding you even in daylight. A gentle breeze picks up, stirring the leaves and bringing the scent of morning blossoms. The world is truly awake now. You stand and stretch softly, feeling your body, real and grounded, here in this moment. There's a newfound energy in your limbs, but it is calm and balanced. You feel the solid earth beneath your feet, anchoring you, and you feel the open sky above, inspiring you. There is a sense of renewal flowing through you with each breath. The new day feels like a fresh page, and on it you can write with the quiet wisdom you've gained during your night's journey. Think of how far you have travelled in your mind and heart. From drifting at the centre of a galaxy to standing on dewy grass at sunrise. You have journeyed across an unimaginable distance, and yet you end where you began, home on Earth. The difference is in you. You carry back gifts that weren't there before, a serenity, a perspective, an inner light. It's as if you went on a great adventure and returned with treasures, not of gold or silver, but of understanding, peace, and wonder. Perhaps you feel a deep gratitude welling up. Gratitude for the stars that guided you, for the moon that comforted you, for the earth that grounds you. Gratitude for yourself, for taking this time to experience and grow. You might silently thank the night for its beauty and the coming day for its promise. In your heart, there's a quiet thank you echoing out to the cosmos, to life, knowing that in this moment, everything is exactly as it should be. The sun climbs a bit higher, and the gentle warmth on your face grows more pronounced. The world around you is painted in soft, full colours now. This new day is not just another routine morning. It feels different because you are different. The worries or tasks that lie ahead seem smaller, more manageable, when compared to the vast calm you've experienced. You know that if stress or haste comes knocking, you have the means to return to this state of peace. The memory of floating among the stars, of breathing with the universe, is a part of you now, a quiet strength you can draw upon at any time. You begin to walk slowly, making your way down the hillside or along a familiar path, still wrapped in the glow of the morning. Each step on the damp grass is deliberate and mindful. The earth feels soft and welcoming under your feet, a living, nurturing presence. You move as if in a sacred space, because in truth, you are. The whole world is a sacred space when seen through eyes of wonder. Birds flit from branch to branch, busy with their morning, and you watch them with a smile. Their song, the rustle of leaves, the trickle of a small stream nearby, all these seem like notes in the symphony of dawn, a gentle music that celebrates the gift of a new day. In the quiet of your mind, you recall how the earth appeared from the moon's vantage, a delicate sphere glowing in the void. Now, standing here, you feel both the immensity of the world and its intimacy. You feel connected to all those who are waking up and seeing the same sunrise, even if they are far away. You feel kinship with every living creature, warmed by the same sun. The perspective you have gained lets you see that we all share this one tiny planet in the vast sea of stars. We are all travelers together on spaceship Earth, united by the light of our star and the pull of our moon. This new perspective brings a gentle resolve to hold this peace within and in your own way, share it. Maybe you'll carry some of the night's calm into your day, letting minor irritations slide away like clouds dissolving in sunlight. Maybe you'll remember to step outside tonight, even for a moment, to look up at the stars or moon and remember how this felt. You understand now that you're never as far from tranquility as it might seem. The vast, peaceful night is always a part of you, ready to be revisited in your mind's eye. As the morning advances, you feel no rush, no urge to push the day ahead. Instead, there's a serene acceptance and even an anticipation for what the day will bring. The night has given you its gift, and now the day offers its own. You carry both within you, night's tranquility and day's gentle energy. This balance is your new perspective, the ability to find peace and wonder at any hour, knowing you are part of something far greater than yourself, and yet intimately present in everything you do. The journey through the night and into the dawn has been like a gentle lullaby from the cosmos, soothing and enlightening you. Standing here in the morning light, you can still hear echoes of that galactic lullaby in your heart. In the silence of your mind, there is a distant, comforting melody, a memory of starlight and quiet that assures you you are never truly alone. It's time to bid farewell to this special night and the cosmic voyage you undertook. But this farewell is a soft one, filled with promise. The stars, the moon, and the endless sky will be there again when evening comes. Think of this moment not as an end, but as a heartfelt until next time. Whenever you need to, you can look up and find your friends in the night sky, waiting for you, ready to guide you back to peace. Carry this calm and wonder with you as you move forward. The stars have taught you their song, and you can hum its tune whenever life becomes noisy or overwhelming. In moments of stress or distraction, you can close your eyes and remember the feeling of drifting among silent stars, the hush of the cosmos wrapping around you. That memory is a part of you now. The cosmic lullaby will always be there, gently playing in the background of your thoughts, ready to bring you comfort. As the day grows brighter, the memory of this journey remains like a soft glow inside you. You have touched the infinite and returned home, and you carry a piece of the universe within you. Perhaps you feel more patient now, more compassionate towards yourself and others, more alive to the quiet miracles all around. These are the gifts the stars have given you: a wiser, calmer outlook, and a heart that recognizes beauty in the vast and the small. In this final moment of stillness, take one more deep breath and feel the connection to everything one last time before moving on. Inhale and feel the cool breath fill your lungs, as expansive as the sky. Exhale and feel yourself rooted to the earth, solid and real. The stars may have faded with dawn, but their gift to you shines on invisibly, like an inner guiding light. Even in daylight, you carry the night's serenity. Even in busyness, you carry the cosmos's hush. Every ending is also a beginning. The night ends and becomes morning. A journey concludes and becomes a cherished memory that will nurture you. As this cosmic voyage comes to its close, you step into the rest of your day, or into rest, if you choose, with a new perspective. The calm of the night, the wonder of the stars, the gentle guidance of the moon, all these now live in you, ready to enrich your life in ways you may yet discover. The universe has shared something special with you, a gentle secret woven in starlight and silence. You carry that secret now, in the steadiness of your breath, in the quiet confidence of your spirit, in the way you look at the world with a bit more wonder. This is the lasting lullaby of the galaxy, the final gift of the stars, the knowledge that you are and always have been a part of this vast, beautiful cosmos, and that its peace and magic are part of you. As this journey ends, remember that you can return to it whenever you wish. Each night, when the sky grows dark, the cosmos opens its arms to you again. The stars will be there, twinkling their familiar hellos. The moon will be there, pouring out its gentle light, and you will be able to find that quiet space again, drifting among them in your heart and mind. The universe will always welcome you back. Rest easy now, knowing that the universe is with you, around you, and within you. Its cosmic lullaby will guide you toward peace, now and always, until you drift among the stars once more. Farewell.